And we are live from the Forge. Welcome, everybody. I am one half of Forge by Lot, Shannon. We've got on this side of us, we have the illustrious Dark Paradigm and Mr. Gray Paladin in the house. So what's going on, fellas?
Oh, not much. We're just closing up a pretty rough work week, and we're just gonna hang out and chill. And cheers, my friends.
Cheers.
Whoa. Hold on. All right.
There it is. Yeah.
Rough work week. I have no idea what any of you were talking about. Hey, Tim.
Okay.
No, it was hell.
Just push. Bam. Okay. So this is gonna be simple.
Age reviews.
So we should probably just get right into it. I mean, are we gonna do intros? Like anybody needs to know who the hell we are?
I mean, if you want to. I have no plans, no agendas. We're just gonna hang out, talk about.
I always felt like that was kind of a silly thing.
I mean, I'm sure there are people that have who pop in or like
if you don't know, now you know.
Exactly.
I mean, when there's like when you get the full Brady Bunch thing going on, maybe. But with just three of us currently. You haven't done that yet, have you?
Oh, you just gave another idea for an intro.
Man, I got so many ideas, and if you don't do like at least one, this Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood theme one, like I don't know, every other month or something. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to cope.
I love it.
Those are the best.
It was so awesome.
Or you could just do a horror movie every single time.
That was cool too. I really enjoyed that one too.
28 days later.
Yeah. Oh, that's another good one.
Yeah.
Dropping the when I start these things, I really have no idea what I'm gonna do. Like I have like a ballpark idea of okay, maybe I'll go with this. And then once I start, like the creative juices just start flowing. And then when I start editing, I think, oh, this clip is really cool, like the Bruce Lee thing. I added that like on a whim. I was editing and I thought, oh man, that reminds me of that Bruce Lee clip. Let me add that.
Isaac.
Hey.
Hide your sabers. Woodruff's in the house.
I don't know where you get your energy, Emeria. It's just like I after work, it's just like I come home and I'm like, please let me have enough energy to do video. Please let me have enough energy to do video. I'll just go buy a sound fine.
Well, one thing that's really cool about you, Scott, is that you post you upload a lot of content. Me, like my content's a little more thin. So I think that the difference is that you upload no matter what. Me, I don't film unless I have the energy, which means sometimes you might go 2 weeks before I have a video up. But I'm trying to get back to doing at least one video a week again.
I mean that's actually realistic. I don't know. It's just like it's not like I get subscribers, but I can't make any money off of this gig. It's just like the more subscribers I get, the more work I put into it. YouTube goes, no. No, it's not going to happen. And it's just like I'm not making it. Like I came so close. I came this close to making like money, and then it's just like tick. I'm like what?
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I've only gotten one paycheck from YouTube so far. Just one.
Well, that's more than I've got. I haven't gotten any, but I mean, I'm not even close.
I don't understand.
I'm at 585, I think, right now. So,
but let's get to the real thing though. We didn't start this because we wanted subs and money. We did this because we love Star Wars and lightsabers, and that's the true motivation. Really.
The reason that we started our channel, me and Code Echo, is like we just wanted to watch each other, fight with the lightsabers because they look real on camera. So like our first probably 50 videos, there's no editing. It's just play. We hit them and we talk, and then we
Shannon, your channel is the most zen. Like it's just it's what it is. Your content is but it's almost like a centering force, in the
Rage is right.
Yeah.
Trying to get the 4,000 watch hours. Like my secret was I have 2 other accounts. So basically what I did from like before, like all of December into the new year was I just put my iPad on one of my other accounts and just put my stuff on repeat just to help, and then once I got more subs and then that actually helped too. And then I was finally able to hit the 4,000.
Blake, where'd you go, man? Look, Kodeka was just in the thing and now he's gone. As I was adding him, he left.
He vexes
Come back.
you.
Come back.
Blake. Hello, Earth to Blake.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Turn your camera on, little buddy.
If I don't get to see like
Let's just add him. There he goes. Hey!
I don't
There we
Don't shoot us with a blaster, okay, little buddy?
what's
Hello?
Well,
I think he's froze.
shut up,
Easy.
fuckers.
Easy. Hey, there he is.
Am I the only one doing this right now? I'm halfway through this. What? All right.
Look, man. Yo.
That is a full
No
glass,
promises.
and we are already a few minutes into this. 6 minutes into this, and you still have a full glass. Come on.
But trust me, this is strong shit.
Hey, I'm in Belgium.
This
They
one
know
has to be-
beer. This is stronger than yours. I can guarantee you that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
What's
I don't
the
know how
ABV
strong
of
mine
yours?
is.
Oh, let's see. What about? I'm at 9%. If
This is
you can
9.5.
see. Ah!
Fight me. I win. I'm the winner.
5.3.
What do you win? 4 beers.
Oh, so Turtle. I'm drinking.
Wait,
It's called Airborne. It's a triple blonde,
Donut.
unfiltered Belgian ale. I don't know if you
It's
can see that if I get
I'm
closer.
in Belgium. Our beer's better.
Hey. That it is. That it is.
This stuff. This is crap. This is official craft beer drink. Okay, it's like totally like excellent. I must say. This is called.
I need to
Sorry,
get me a
keep
mouse.
it back.
Let's go pad
Big
on
Cranky.
this.
Big Cranky by Stony Creek.
Blues Bro in the house.
What's up, Blues
So what are
Bro?
we gonna talk about? Star Wars, Star Trek, Battlestar.
I want to
5.
talk about Visions. Who's hyped for Visions?
We were talking about what?
Star Wars Visions, the anime.
Oh,
Oh, dude,
Visions.
I am so hyped for that. Like,
Did
so
you
excited.
see that, Emery? Did you see that trailer?
I have not yet, and I'm not sure where I can see it. Yeah.
Can you block him out?
It's on YouTube.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah, that looked really, really amazing, and it's just sort of like ticking all the boxes of what I think everybody kind of didn't even know they wanted. You know,
We got Ravens in the house.
Zachary.
Zacharino, Zacharuski, Zachalama,
You sound like Stewie Griffin. a little bit.
Zachamaya, Zacharingo.
So I gotta say, Shannon, it's pretty cool. Like usually when I log on, because I look forward to when you upload something because you usually have something hilarious.
I do
but
my
then,
best.
like your editing is always really good. Like mine, I always feel is very basic. I feel like I get the point across, but yours it has another level of professionalism. and nuance to the editing. Which, by the way, I
Like-
just got a new editing software, and I'm gonna start trying to do a little bit more, some visual effects and stuff with my videos, which I'm looking forward to. I tried to download it, and my computer was too slow for it, so I just bought a new computer.
Hey, there you
But
go.
yeah, it's hopefully going to be coming here pretty soon. But yeah, I always like how you edit your videos and the way you kind of bring the Saber people together in your conglomeration of.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite things to do because me and Blake we don't actually own a whole lot of sabers. I mean, Blake's got you got 3 now, Blake. 3. Blake, I think Blake's frozen. Yeah, he's
alive.
He's got 3, and I've got 8 or 9. So like I like if I see something cool, I'm like what, I could put that in the video. And the people that I like watching, which is it's most of us, most of the community, I'll just pick stuff from the videos that I watch. Like, oh yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Find some cool music to put behind it, and be like, I hope everybody likes this. And it's really fun for me. Like I'll learn how to edit just doing that. And I use iMovie like on my phone. Like I don't use anything.
Oh, really? That's okay.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff. That's some good stuff.
I've learned tricks to do different stuff here, but it's very, very simple to use. So yeah, that's why I use it. No software. My computer's real slow too. I don't even know if I could even use any software on this thing.
Yeah, like when I did the Shining intro, like one of my good buddies, he watched it and he says, "Oh man, you should have put the saber in over the axe." And I'm like, I don't have that type of skill set to edit the video that way.
Right.
But now I'm trying to learn how to because I think that'd be kind of cool. Because I mean, let's get to a point like not all of us have this plethora of sabers that we can keep getting on a daily basis. So
Right.
So I gotta get creative with how I do some of my stuff, and when I introduce a saber or something, I try to keep it fun and interesting and do something different each time, because like my content is getting like this a little bit because I don't have a lot of sabers, although I do have 2 sabers coming. I ordered one from Poland from Stunt Sabers, which hopefully I'll see that sometime in the next few weeks. And then I ordered a Count Mark II from Saberforge like a month and a half ago. So I'll probably see that like during Christmas time. We'll see because they take forever.
My good friend
else?
Darth Blint in the house. What's up, bro?
Darth
Yeah.
Blint, buddy, how you doing? Should get him on here.
That would be a good idea.
C-3PO versus a battle droid with no weapons. So what kind of sabers do you have coming in?
What?
What other sabers do you have coming in?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, because I don't have anything.
I just have the 2. I just have my.
You have your
Striker
retro
and my.
Well, it's I shipped it off, and it hasn't updated the tracking since the 10th, so I'm a little worried. But I think it must be on a boat or something instead of being flown over there, because that's the only thing I can think of. But
I don't know. Sometimes the shipping gets a little weird.
well, I got updates until it got to Miami and then left the country, and then it just keeps saying it's in the USPS road or whatever, and is on.
Who knows
on.
when you'll see it if you will.
Yeah.
So
I hope
as I
they
think,
see it, because the broken one, when it gets to them, they're not going to send me anything until they receive it broken.
so
Look out, Paradigm. Ike's going to hit your warehouse.
good. I need to get rid of some stuff anyway. Probably just getting robbed is the best route.
Which, by the way, if you are willing to part with your Saberforge Prodigy, I would be willing to talk.
My Saberforge Prodigy. That's actually, I mean, that's kind of beat up, but it in a good way though. Yeah, actually, that might be a possible. I'll have my people talk to your people. Anyway, so I didn't get to
They'll
answer
do
the
lunch.
question. So
Yeah.
I got my Sabermox Spectre, which I've been waiting for 100 million years, and I've got my my Mara, which I've also been waiting on for 100 million years, and they're both arriving on Wednesday, which is just thank you. But that's it. And the last I had bought that Terry Mundy LGT Saber Studios hilt, and
Yeah, I really like that hill. I like that hill. It's
Yeah,
a good little hill.
I dremelled out the I cut myself. I got like a good like centimeter long cut on my finger. Like it was basically above the recharge port. They had put 2 razors because how they had kind of drilled out the hole. So I had to get in there with a Dremel, and I was able to smooth that out. And actually the blade was kind of sitting in there, so it was like kind of creaky. But I found another blade that was a lot better. So I've got that thing dialed in. But as far as the shipping from LGT, that was just a strange experience. I mean, it was like they shipped it. They had an issue with my address. I fixed that. And then they said that they had shipped it by FedEx. But then if you went to use the FedEx tracking, it says there was a logistical problem. So I wrote to them, and I was like, after a couple weeks, I'm like, well, what's up with the logistical problem with FedEx? And by then I had received notifications from UPS. I'm like, I don't have anything coming from UPS. So I don't know if this is like fake. I don't want to respond to it, and get like hacked or something. So basically I wrote to LGT, and they were getting back and forth to me, but like whoever was communicating with me, the English was kind of rough. And then they were like, they gave me a screenshot of their tracking, and it was at my post office. And I'm like, and I've been there for like a week. I'm like, all right, man, you guys got to work this shit out, because this is just weird.
Yeah, been there for a week.
Like
USPS is a dumpster fire. That's all I can say.
But this involved everybody. This was like a LGT, like whatever, UPS, USPS, FedEx. Everybody was involved in like making it a fiasco. But I ended up getting the thing, and I don't know. I mean, I don't have any problem with LGT Saber Studios themselves, but the shipping is just weird. But the Asian countries are just struggling so much with like the logistics of everything right now, because they cannot. I mean, this pandemic is just it just won't go away. No matter how inept your government is or how effective your government is, it doesn't matter. It's here to stay. And to quote Rat Trap from Beast Wars, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, I have to say, like, it's been difficult for me, because I look at, what's out there, and like for me, like I really want a Genesis Custom Saber, but I want the Bad Axe. I want that curved hilt. And I tell you,
you're dedicated.
That dog just won't hunt. Like I cannot get that in stock. But it's hard to find hilts these days. I mean, and I have to say though, and I'm going to do a video on my thoughts on Saber Forge, but Saber Forge has stepped it up lately, I think.
Saber Forge is the shit right now. They're really
they've
good.
They've been restocking. Their customer service has improved, and on top of that, they improved their electronics. The prices are getting better. Like I look at their hilts, I'm like, you know what? I'll take any one of them.
They're reasonable.
Yeah, they're getting.
I mean,
there.
to get now that I've had a taste of the Golden Harvest. Golden Harvest is
Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to get next.
We have seen the promised land. The Golden Harvest is a great soundboard, and I thought that from the beginning when I installed it on my KR Sabres flagship. It's a good soundboard.
Zach's performance in that last live stream of the Golden Harvest really, he showed off like that board. I don't know. I mean, like CFX and Profi are still the
number 1 and 2. Yeah,
Golden Harvest is just like, I love the way the smooth swing works on that Saber. It's so. I mean, I haven't figured out all the intricacies of like the onboard menu, but I think it's probably the ultimate user-friendly soundboard, and I think more sabers should come equipped with it. I'm really impressed with that thing.
This one has a Golden Harvest, and it's a 2-button setup. I installed this one. And one thing I really like about it is it's easy to install. And if you look at like, Theme Park DNA, like, he did a DIY kit on that, and it's his first time installing, and he did it really well. But I mean, it's a nice soundboard. The pads are really
nice
easy
install, dude.
To work on. Thank you. And this is one of the this is when I was beginning to start getting pretty good on my installs, but there's no battery in there right now. But the 2-button setup, like, it makes sense to change the blade profiles. It's 1 button press here or a hard press on the activation. Like you said, the smooth swing is really good. Like, I like Golden Harvest, and it comes with a lot of nice sound fonts too.
I wouldn't even have Golden Harvest if I wasn't a klutz. My freaking Dissident fell off of a table, hit the floor, died. I sent them to these guys, and I'm like, can you fix it? They're like, yeah, $84. They sent it back to me with a Golden Harvest V3, and I'm just like, it went from like being a saber I love to being a saber that I want to be buried with. Because I love the Dissident, I love a Ram Coda, and that thing is just, it's really a good. It's just, even though it's only 1 color, not NeoPixel, it's still, I treasure that thing.
That's right, Darth Blint. Once you go smooth swing, it's hard to go back. But I liked watching your video, Paradigm, when you your reaction when you said, "I finally have a Golden Harvest V3."
You know what I mean?
I felt it. I was like, "Oh man!"
I've been trying to move heaven and earth to get that damn soundboard, and it's just like everyone's an idiot. It's just like, know what the hell you're selling. Please do some research. Anyway.
Yeah, Golden Harvest is nice. And I have to say, that's really cool that Saber Forge bumped you up to that. Like, that's...
I love those guys. They've always been like really cool. And I wrote to them and I said, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much for doing this to me. And they actually wrote back to me. It's like, hey, that means a lot. Thank you very much for like writing and letting us know. We'll tell everybody. And it's just like, I don't care what anybody says about their customer service. I've never been screwed over by those guys. Yeah. There may have been kind of glitches in the, like bugs in the system here and there, and their communication is slow, but they always get back to me, even if it takes a couple weeks, and I always answer all my questions concisely. I've never had a hard time with them. I mean, when you compare them to Ultra Sabers.
Oh, don't even get me started on those fuckers.
Let's do this.
Oh, man.
Now, the only company who still does not offer Smooth Swing or NeoPixel. Why? It's just lazy at this point. Like, we're just going to keep selling the same shit because we got so many people.
And yet they charge the same price, though. I just don't get that.
I don't understand.
In 10 years, they're still going to be having the Obsidian, the soundboard on the market. They're going to have to custom make all their parts and charge you $500 for the soundboard. And it's like, I got an Ultra Saber. It only cost me like $1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 color, 1 sound. Is everybody froze? Okay.
And no chassis, right?
Yeah, no chassis.
Oh, there we go. I'm back.
They don't even use
I think, like you said, like
screw.
5-10 years ago, Ultra Sabers was probably the deal. But here's the problem: every other company has evolved, including Saber Forge, but Ultra Sabers is still the dinosaur that they were 10 years ago. And I'm sorry, they're getting left behind. And all the sabers that I gave away as gifts were all Ultra Sabers.
Even Kyber Light has smooth swing.
Yeah.
Yes, and a pretty good one
good.
Too.
They have some. That was an interim. I think their next board, they need some. I already told them this. They need to, have some sound font changeability. And maybe consider getting NeoPixel into the mix. But I like the niche that they occupy. Their marketing is specific to like a niche, and they took a big step because their previous board was, a whole lot of meh, and now it's like I enjoy it, and I could see myself dueling with that thing, and it has smooth swing and it's the tits, but it's just like I don't know.
I like how you can add they have like kits to make that one saber look different.
I mean, you can change
a
out
cool
all
little,
kinds of stuff.
yeah. It's kind of like an LGT thing where you can take the emitter off and swap it and look completely different.
You can really customize the shit out of that, and a lot of people do like some 3D printed crap for those things. There's like plenty of Etsy stores where you can really customize that. I mean,
that's a better option. Like I'll say, like the only reason why I haven't bought like a Kyber light or anything like that yet is because I feel like the customization pieces they just look they don't look good to me. They're kind of cheap, Although when they came out with the Fallen Order pack, I thought that was nice. But I mean, having other options like like you said, the 3D printing thing, I think that's really cool.
Shout out to Jim Bays with the Lord Vegeta avatar there.
Right?
Yes.
Thanks, Jim. Welcome to the Saberhood.
I love you too, Zach. You're my bro.
And it's the tits.
It's the beer.
Okay, so since we're talking about Ultra Sabers and all that, so if there was one Ultra Sabers hilt that you would say, okay, yeah, that's my go-to, which one is it?
Prophecy.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you kind of froze there for a second.
If there was one Ultra Sabers hilt that you'd say, yes, I'm a go on this one, which one is it?
The thing is, it's like I have the ones that I wanted from them, and like the one. I mean, are you talking with like just their basic crappy shit?
Well, I'll say this: since you have more Ultra Sabers than Shannon and I combined, if you could only pick if you could only pick one, which Ultra Saber hilt would it be?
The one that I would keep, if I could keep one, it would definitely be the Spectre. I'm a Kanan Jarrus, although the Emperor's Hand is really nice. Although
that is nice.
Zach, you ripped yours apart, sent one this way, sent one that way, and then sold them so you can. I'm gonna buy you one.
So since you're a Kanan Jarrus fan, like this Adam Sabers, I think you would like this one. This is the one that he had in the Rebels episode where he was fighting the Grand Inquisitor and his little vision in the Jedi Temple. But yeah, I think this hilt's pretty cool. I mean, it's simple, but it's literally just like it was in the episode. And
sorry, dude.
I'm looking forward to installing
like a screen accurate Spectre coming, and it's fully loaded with everything, all the bells and whistles, and I'm gonna fill it up with. It's only gonna have Rebels sound fonts. It's gonna be my Rebels dedicated, homage to my favorite Star Wars, whatever you want to call it. My favorite Star Wars
character.
Show, yeah.
Oh, show. So you like Rebels. Rebels is your.
I really, really like Rebels. Rebels hits me in all the feels.
For me, it's Clone Wars. I think Clone Wars is a fantastic show, and to top it off, I mean, it hits you on all the emotional levels. They say, "Oh, yeah, this is great for kids," but like that show, like there's some tough stuff in there, like some emotional moments, some very violent moments, like watching clones getting sucked out into space and killed. Like
I just watched the fight with Anakin versus Bears Ophi. After the trial, during the trial.
Yeah, and that was good too.
It was like a compilation video. I was just like watching videos today, and it's just the lightsaber play, it fleshed out the Star Wars universe in ways that I mean, just absolutely needed to get done. And
Okay,
they
so
did it.
Darth Blunt asked what our thoughts are on Bad Batch, and some people might
It's
hate me
okay.
on this, but I think Bad Batch is garbage. I cannot get into that show. Like, and I will tell you why. Because when the first episode was awesome, they had me hooked. It was very cinematic. It felt like I was watching a movie. But then after that, like every episode, I thought I was watching a show about some badass rogue clone, evolved troopers, and it's more about Omega. And I'm sorry, I did not sign up to watch the show to see some little girl always needing to be rescued by the Bad Batch and screwing up the team. Like, to me, it's just every episode has been a letdown.
You don't like Girl Boba?
I do not. Or she
Dude,
said,
I thought it was gonna be
"No,
4
I do not." Like,
I don't know this guy.
I'm not
It's
gonna lie, I
not
love the accent.
that. No, I think the Bad Batch as a squad is badass, but I think as a show we don't see that enough. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just how I feel. Like I don't want to see Omega screwing up or finding her way. It's not about that to me. To me, it's about the Bad Batch and seeing clones, these enhanced clones, really stepping out and doing some cool like covert ops and special ops type missions. But it's always her messing up, them having to save her ass, and then we do it all over again in the next episode. I feel let down every episode.
It's very repetitive.
Yes, it is. It is. That's just how I feel. That's how personally. Of all the Star Wars shows, this is my least favorite, hands down. It just doesn't deliver like I want to.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll get some different scenarios in season 2.
Yeah. To me, the best part of Bad Batch is seeing the evolution of, post-Republic, New Empire, transitioning into what we know as the Empire, and then phasing out all the clone stuff. That's the most interesting part of the show.
The whole purpose of that show is just sort of like to bridge something. And it was really meant to just sort of show up, hey, Sam, what's up, dude?
Hey, absolute.
It was just meant to it was basically meant to dispatch Camino. As far as I'm concerned, the whole cycle was just like from getting from point A to point B, where the Alpha and the Omega was to just show you what the ultimate fate of Camino was. And I don't know, it just kind of like, it did miss the mark. I agree with you. It's just sort of like, and the character of Omega, first of all, the name Omega is just, I get it's so obviously foreshadowing, but it's just, it's kind of dumb in a certain way. I mean, it's just like, hey, you're given one name, and it's Omega. It's like, so what do you do? I'm like the end character, whatever. It's just, there's definitely some dumb elements to it. And I was sort of getting to the point where at the end, Hunter was just sort of like, I was just hemming and hawing too much and not being like heroic enough. He's just sort of like, it's like, no, we don't do stuff anymore. We just kind of like, like we got by the groceries and that's about it, It's like once we buy the groceries and everything's fine. You know what I mean? Like, and then after that, we're just gonna go home. And then and I don't know.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, I get it. It could have been like infinitely better, but it's Star Wars, and the alternative is not. Star
don't
Wars.
Don't get me wrong. I will take what they throw at me. I will take it. But of all of the shows, it's my least favorite.
Yeah, that's fair.
It just doesn't hit the mark for me. I mean, and I still watch it. But I find myself missing like 2 weeks and I have to like watch 3 episodes in a row to catch up, because before, I said like The Mandalorian, when that came out, man, I was there ready to go every episode and all of them delivered for me.
Phenomenal.
Yes, they all delivered for me. But Bad Batch, no. I watch it, but it doesn't deliver for me.
Yeah,
I cried.
I like the first couple episodes, and then I like the last 2 were okay, but I thought they could have done more.
I like
everything in the middle is almost exact same shit over and over and over.
The best episodes though were when we kind of got to see like Hera, and we're kind of getting into the Rebels stuff.
Those were okay
That was
too.
cool.
Those are my favorite episodes. Yes,
Yeah, that was cool.
and Chopper.
Chopper.
Oh yeah.
Wah, 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 wah.
I love Loth Hero. I love every time Ezra speaks and he's talking to Chopper. Those are my favorite prions. I love that shit. Or boot up sounds, whatever you have.
Mhm.
Yeah, Dark Flint wants to know what are our predictions for Visions. Well,
Man.
I predict
Take
it's
it
going to
away,
be
gents.
awesome. It's kind of hard. I mean, aren't they all different stories? Like they're all like one-offs. Right?
Yeah, it's like from different anime studios. Each one's from a different anime studio. All
Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
Yeah, so I think that's gonna like be a very unique, set of stories. So they're all gonna be different. So they all have their chance to showcase.
It's basically a Star
You
Wars
can
version of Robot Carnival.
Yeah, well, like I hope there's some like dark side stuff, and it's like the dark side wins. I hope there's. It helps.
Oh, there's definitely gonna be that shit.
You know what I'm saying? I certainly hope so. I just don't want it to be like a Jedi show where it's like, oh, the good guys always win. No, I want to see somebody die, and then like, oh, you're all screwed.
I have a feeling they're gonna have a good mix, and it's not gonna be like just pigeonholed into one specific genre. What I like is if you see the the section where the guy is pulling the katana and they have that weird angle like that. And that reminded me of Gohan from Lupin. Lupin's one of my favorite anime series of movies. And Lupin's kind of like the samurai character from that series. It's kind of like a postmodern sort of series. And one of the more recent movies that they came out with, he's fighting multiple bad guys. And it's so visceral and violent and bloody and just gruesome. And I really, really want them to go there. I want to see some gruesome violence. I know that we're probably not going to see that Disney Channel, but someday if we were to get that, I'd be perfectly content.
I think this might be the perfect opportunity.
The next selection is a Patent beer, 8.5%.
General.
Oh yes, with a good old Belgian flag
That's
there.
how you do it. The joke's done. And the Belgian flag is like,
Cheers, my friends.
kind of cool, but like not that great in a way.
No, I think that's a perfect opportunity though to showcase some violence or some darker stuff before they get into Acolyte. Like a little test run. Y'all do some dark stuff. Let's see how it comes off, because I hope that's going to be like a dark show.
What was your favorite, both of you? What was your favorite?
Yes, it is absolute.
What was your favorite? Your favorite segment from the trailer?
Mine, I really like the older guys got the Force lightning. I was like, oh, that's gonna be cool. He's gonna shock shit out of somebody. That the one you said where it's like he pulls out like it's in a case, like like that shit was epic too. I was like, oh, dude, this is gonna be really good.
I'll answer for Emery because he's been a slacker and hasn't seen it.
Okay.
It's the part. I love the part. Like, I don't know if it's like on ice or some shit. And the girl's on the speeder, and she jumps off the speeder, pulls out the lightsaber, and the guy's shooting the blaster, and she's deflecting. And the guy comes in, and she just like cuts him down or whatever. I like that part. And of course, everybody on the face of the earth liked the part where the guy pulled out the whatever the hell it is that's spinning with all the lightsabers or whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
That was just like everybody wants that. And I like the part that it looks like it takes place. It's like right at the end where it's like the brother and the sister, that dyad, and they're fighting each other like outside on like a Star Destroyer. and she's
Yeah.
got like the multiple whips, and he's just sitting there. He's got like his saber out, and he's all wrapped around. He gets that look in his face, like, "I got you, bitch."
And also that one where she's got like 6 sabers, like 3 on each side. I'm just like,
Yeah,
6
that's what-
arms.
That Emery, you gotta watch that shit. That's
Yeah, I was gonna say I gotta get on board. I gotta get caught up here.
it's
Yeah, dude.
if you watch Star Wars Theory's reaction, he starts off by watching some of it, is even the trailer, and then someone's like, "Dude, that's not it." And then he watches like the Japanese version, the American version, the Japanese version, the American version, and just like, dude, yeah. And we don't want to watch like 38 minutes to be like watching that thing, but like, you know, it's just sort of like you get to see all the different like versions of it, and the general reactions are pretty positive overall. You know,
Yeah. Cody over at New Top Steel, he had a reaction
I watched
to it.
this too.
He
Yeah,
did a reaction to it.
This was
Yeah,
solid.
He's a big anime fan, so I knew. I was like, oh yeah,
I am too. I've been watching. Forget Demon Slayer like religiously, and I really need a. I want to watch the rest of Attack on Titan because Netflix only has season 1, but it's like 4 seasons of that shit, and that show's just ridiculous. If none of you have seen Attack on Titan, you will never see a more terrifying and intriguing anime ever. It's like Evangelion level. No one knows what I'm talking about. Where are you, Cody? Cody.
Is that the one like where they're huge, like they're real big? Because I know Blake's into that.
Yeah, there's
he tried to get me to watch it.
I've only seen season 1, so I don't know what the impetus for any of what's going on. But there are like giants, and humanity has kind of sequestered themselves behind these walls, and they have the military is sort of reduced to these people that can use these basically air charged cables that shoot kind of like Spider-Man cables in the walls, and they can fly, and they all have like a pair of swords which they can kind of like recharge, and they basically, the only way to kill the giants, because they're homicidal creatures, they'll just eat people, is to cut them in the back of the neck. But the thing is there are a few of the giants that are sentient, and one of the main characters turns out to be one of the. It's just, the show is absolutely bonkers, and it's one of the most amazing and unique and well written, and like it's a socio-political drama too, because there's so many like things going on behind the scenes with the humans. It's just kind of like, it's exceptional. It really is. Like Darth Lent says, I love Attack on Titan. I just happen to have the opportunity to see the rest of the series because I don't really. I mean, I have all these prescriptions, subscriptions, and I would just as soon like Netflix goes like, hey, here's season 2. Come on, bastards, give it to us. Give it to me.
I was just gonna ask you, what are you watching on? It's on Netflix.
Yeah, most of my anime, almost the anime that I watch now is on Netflix. Like I've been watching Demon Slayer on Netflix, and that show's pretty amazing too. It's no Attack on Titan, but I mean, Netflix and anime are becoming ubiquitous. I mean, they're just so. Netflix is really just sort of brings in a lot of really good quality stuff now, and that's why I still have that account.
Yeah. I only have Netflix for Cobra Kai.
What's that?
I only have Netflix for Cobra Kai.
See, like I can't watch Cobra Kai because the martial arts is abysmal. The martial arts is just
I don't care
garbage.
about that. I don't care about that.
I do, because I used to I was a
Just
martial arts
imagine-
for 4
Just
years.
imagine it's 1984. Hiya,
There's a lot of stuff I watch.
hiya.
Oh,
Some folks weren't born yet.
Hey. Hey,
I have to say this.
Hey, don't make me crane kick your ass, okay, brother? Because I will.
Dude, I have to say this because Sonny Chiba just passed away like a couple days ago. You say arigato like we say arigato. That's from Kill Bill.
Which one? First one?
The second one.
Second one?
I haven't
Yeah.
seen him in so long. I don't remember.
I know. I haven't either. I've got him on my DVR. I always like, see him.
He plays Satori Hanzo. He's also Street Fighter. He's
That's Satori Hans. Oh, okay. He's died.
Yeah.
He died.
everybody's like, so did
Shit.
Yeah, Jedi Phoenix. He knows. He knows.
Well, if
what's
you
up.
didn't tell me Hattori Hanzo died, I'd be like, oh no, but I didn't.
Yeah,
know
but
his
that's
name.
not his name. His name is Sonny Chiba.
I know that, but if you'd have said the guy
You
who
know it
plays,
now. You know it
Well-
now.
yeah, that's funny. I saw that and I was like, whatever that is.
Okay. Quiz time.
Oh no.
So, prequels, OT, or sequels? Which is your favorite trilogy?
Prequels.
Prequels.
Wow.
My favorite movie.
I
my
think I'm
favorite
on the
movie-
wrong stream here.
My favorite movie is Revenge of the Sith.
Okay,
So-
so that was going to be my next question is what are your favorites of the three? So yours is Revenge of the Sith out of the prequels. What about you, Berta?
Oh, wait. So were you asking of like? I thought you were just asking of like not like the original trilogy. You were asking prequels or new.
Yes,
shit.
correct. Yeah, like well, so what's
Not-
like if you could pick
obviously-
one trilogy, would it be prequel, OT, or sequel?
Oh no, I mean I'm original trilogy. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I misunderstood.
thank you. We can still be friends.
I'm sorry, Shannon.
So,
I
Forged
saw
by
both
Light. We need to rebrand your name.
theater.
Forged by Darkness.
I saw Star Wars in '77 with my dad.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
you guys
I saw-
are losers.
Okay, look, this will make you feel better. My second favorite movie is Empire.
Okay. All right. We shall continue. So we know that you're.
We can put them in order.
Well,
Okay, so
I mean,
okay, so if I had to rank them, I would say OT, prequel, and then sequel.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, but for Forged, it's prequel, OT, sequel. Is that fair? Is that right?
yeah.
What are we on
But
now?
like I said, my favorite movie to watch is 3. I've probably seen 3 more than all the other ones. So, look, I tried to rewatch The Last Jedi because I bought it on DVD and I tried to watch it and I got about halfway through it and I said, I am not watching this shit. I just cut it off.
This right here. Yeah, let's
Yep.
just.
Yeah, it's just yeah. I've got
Okay.
it over here in my collection,
Yeah.
but
Now,
I want-
funnily enough, I think 3, Revenge of the Sith, is the best of the 3. But I've watched Attack of the Clones more than any of the other 2, and for one very distinct reason, and that is Count Dooku. Count Dooku is my man. But yeah, his character is so cool, and I hate that he went down so fast in Revenge of the Sith. I got the movie. I was like, yeah, here we go, Dooku. Here we go, another real duel. And I was like, wait a minute. First 5 minutes, he's already dead. Like what? I paid money for this?
Yeah, well, Anakin started thinking about sand and shit, and then before you knew it, Dooku was dead. He's just like, "Oh, what did I do?"
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
should have never told him you have hate, you have anger, you don't use them. Or fear and anger, whatever he says. It's like, because then he was like, oh, for real, bitch? Watch this. No hands, no head.
I used your sword against you.
He took your arm. You wanted revenge.
Wasn't the first time.
Right.
But I've seen
So
Empire Strikes Back the most of any, of the
Same here.
Star Wars movies, and
Same here.
that movie is kind of like my, one of those movies that falls in the category. Those movies that you have in your repertoire that if you're walking by a television and it's on, you'll just be like, oh crap, I had a day planned. Now I'm watching this.
Right,
For
so-
me, it's like Forrest
Dark-
Gump,
Forrest
The
Gump.
Abyss,
The Abyss, yeah.
Empire Strikes Back. You know, I don't know. It's just like you get
So
hooked.
this is always a touchy question, and I think Darth Blint brought this up, and it's a good question: is what order should viewers watch the movies? Now, me personally, when I introduce someone, I always do OT. I do an order of release, basically. You know, I do order of release.
Order of release. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the way
Yeah.
I see it. That's the way everybody experienced it, and that's the way you should see it. Don't go in numerical order because that'll just fuck everything up.
Yeah,
You watch Phantom Menace, you're like, this is garbage. Oh, and then they'll have like, you know, Attack and Duel of the Fates, and then you'll be like, oh, that was really cool. And then the next movie and the next movie, you're not going to have any frame of reference. You have to hear them talking about this shit, and then you can go back and like,
Yeah.
oh, this is what they were talking about. And you know, and you don't even need to do the new trilogy because that's going to be retconned eventually anyway.
The
Because it's
new
dog shit.
trilogy is garbage. Okay.
It's an alternate,
now that we're there, I was
It's an
waiting for this,
alternate
guys.
timeline.
I was waiting for this.
it's an alternate
Oh, man.
timeline.
It's a
Okay.
fan
They're
fiction.
gonna redo it.
When
They're gonna
this-
get Keanu
when
Reeves,
this came
007.
out- When this came out, I was like the only guy in the theater that walked out and said, "What was that?" I felt like I was watching A New Hope all over again, but worse.
I was just going to ask you that. Did you feel like it was a New Hope rehash? Because that's what I
Yes,
thought. I was like,
yes.
this is like an updated version of A New Hope with some subtle differences.
Yeah.
I mean, Sand Planet, somebody you don't know, let's go on an adventure. Here's a lightsaber. Here's a big ass thing that blows up planets. I'm like,
Here's the deal with the sequels.
I've seen this
I
movie.
think it was a good idea. Well, first off, I already walked into the theater kind of pissed because I read the Timothy Zahn books, The Heir to the Empire, and I'm a big Grand Admiral Thrawn fan, and I think so. Anyway, I was expecting that for 7, 8, 9 because that's where I saw episode 7, 8, 9. But then they went 20 years later and then did this Force Awakens stuff and the First Order, which none of it makes sense, by the way. But anyway, I watched that and I'm sitting here thinking, there's so many missed opportunities. Like Kylo Ren, when he was first introduced, I was like, holy shit, this is a badass fucking villain. This guy puts like Darth Vader kind of down a little bit. Like he stopped a
Kylo Ren
blaster
is one of the few
with
shining.
the Force. No one has stopped something that fast with the Force and held it there while he was talking and killing people, and then walks away, and then finally lets the blaster bolt go. Like
Kylo
to me,
Ren
I'm like,
is the only shining beacon of it. He's the only character really worth remembering in the whole thing. You know,
yeah.
yes, Jedi Phoenix, Timothy Zahn trilogy is the real 7, 8, 9. Yes, and I've read that trilogy twice. I think it's great. If you haven't, you should check it out. I think there's audiobooks for it too. But
episodes 7, 8, and 9 could have been something if it wasn't handled so ham-fisted from the beginning.
Yes.
It was just like a
Yes.
fucking political shit show. It's the same
Yes.
thing that's along with everything political in the entire world. It's just a bunch of people browbeating and just sort of like, how are we going to maximize profits? Oh, well, we're not going to listen to the fans. What do they know? You know, we're just going to give them a bunch of shit. All we need to do is like throw Star Wars crap at them, and eventually, like, you know, they'll acquiesce and spend their money. And we did. And then, you know, it was just, there was no organization. There was no
plan.
plans.
My
And
thing is
Lucas-
this: if I'm going to watch Star Wars, keep the politics out of it. I don't care about all of your gender stuff and all your ageism, sexism. None of that stuff should be in Star
It
Wars. I'm
won't be
sorry, it should
overtly
not.
offensive. Like, you know, I can understand if they don't want to have like the main female character running around like half naked, like in Return of the Jedi. You know, like that's like, you know, I mean, let's face it.
But here's the thing, though. She was tough, though. She could hold her own, and she saved their skins, you know, a couple
Yeah.
of times.
She killed freaking Jabba the Hutt like basically naked
Yeah,
with a
Yeah.
chain.
yeah.
And I discovered that I like girls. than a lot of guys did. And that's a fantasy. That's like, but that's the thing. It's like, okay, you could get away with that in '83. Can you get away with that now? Fuck no. Would you expect to get away with that now? Fuck no. You got to show more respect to women. But you can't have them like freaking like emasculating every male character that they come across. That whole fucking
And
Steven
Marvel did that too.
Aldo like treating Poe like a fucking little bitch through the whole series. He's like your best pilot. The guy knows his shit, and you're treating him like a little bitch through the whole series. And it's just like, you know, people are gonna react to that shit. Like, you know, equality does not mean taking like a group and just like, you know, here, this is payback for like 50 years of being assholes. It's like you're basically like scum of the earth, and it's just like, all right. So anyway, I'm getting a little bit.
And Finn, poor Finn. You know, when they first, this is what I thought. This is how the sequel trilogy
Finn was the
should
most
have gone
interesting
in my
character in
book.
that shit.
Yes, this is how it should have gone in my book. In the first movie, Kylo should have never taken the helmet off because he remained a badass and he should have been a mystery. Finn should have been the hero. Think about it. A stormtrooper who switches sides and has the Force and becomes a Jedi. There's nothing more interesting than that.
So much better.
Yes. Make Rey the sidekick, or just don't even put her in there at all, and make Phasma, who was pretty much useless, make her the antagonist, because it makes sense. Like, he was a stormtrooper, she was ahead of the stormtroopers, and now they're going at it, you know? Then the second movie, if there was Rey still was in there, Rey should have fallen to the dark side. I want dark Rey. She looked hot, she was badass, and that would have worked. And then Kylo could have redeemed her in the third movie.
Dark Ray too.
Yes, dark. Think about that.
Dark.
But see, Disney wouldn't let it because Disney doesn't like things to go dark. Rey should have fallen to the dark side. We have not seen that yet. Luke didn't fall.
And then been redeemed by
but
Kylo Ren somehow.
Thank you. Yes, that's how it should have been. He should have had regret and remorse for killing his father and seeing feeling his mother go, and then he redeems himself by pulling Rey back to the light. That's how it should have gone.
And that double-bladed foldy staff thing should have been actually incorporated into that shit to make it worthwhile. The fact that
what's the point of introduce? Hold on a second. What's the point of introduce? Why introduce this for 5 seconds at the end of the movie? We should have seen this in all of the third movie. Or here's the thought. A staff, like you said, we see her holding the stick in the first 2 movies, and then we get this bullshit in the last 5 seconds. Come on. What is that? Come on. So many missed opportunities.
As she's burying like the original Graflex and Leia's saber, like no one's gonna have this shit because that'd be like someone else like were to wield these, and like
I walked out of that theater saying that was garbage. And the only reason they brought Palpatine back was to save that film, to make people go to the theater to watch it, because they knew that their box office sales were in the tanker.
Yeah, they had no plans. Like, they didn't know who Rey's
none whatsoever.
They did not know who Rey's parents were till the last minute, because when they added Palpatine, it was like, oh, we'll just make you Palpatine's granddaughter. Like,
they wanted to play it safe. They didn't want to offend anybody. They wanted to make sure that they touched upon the Me Too movement. They wanted to make sure that
the last movie, I really thought they were really just trying to fix the previous 2, especially the last Jedi. So they messed servicey stuff.
You're right. Well, where they messed up was they said, "Hey, let's have 3 different directors for each movie," and they scrapped the third guy because they realized that we have to fix this. We're losing the Star Wars fans. When they should have just let JJ do all 3. He had a plan, and then Ryan came in there and just said, "Hey, I'm going to do something completely different and put my political views in here," and just messed it all up.
I just don't understand why he had to take everything that J.J. Abrams had established that made Sarah.
Hey, there she is. Mama Ravens.
Why he felt the need to dismantle every single storyline that may have more fruit for his movie and just basically like cut it off at the knees. That's the end of it. And you're just sitting there going like, wow, that was kind of interesting. And you're just shot in the face with a 12 gauge.
You know what's
Yeah,
funny?
yeah.
What's funny is
Force Awakens was J.J. Abrams saying, here's an idea that's great. And then the second movie was, I'm going to spit on your idea. And then the third movie was, well, here's the finger. I'm going to wipe off what you did in the second movie. It
Exactly.
was all terrible.
and that's funny is the guy who was supposed to direct the third sequel, his script was really good if you've ever seen it. It's called Duel of the Fates. And Rey's in like this black Luke Skywalker look thing. She has a blue saber staff.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name, but like Star Wars Theory did a video on it and like kind of read pieces of it. I was like, why the hell did they not do that? That would have fixed everything. Like Luke a Force ghost and like grabbing lightsaber blades and shit. Like saying, Kylo Ren, you ain't shit. Look at this. I'm grabbing your lightsaber blade with my.
Now I will say I don't like how they did Luke. I don't like how they did Luke in the sequels, but I want to point out two things that I really liked about Luke in the sequels. One was I like how he said that the Jedi have to end, and everything he said about the Jedi and the vanity and all this, I believe in that. I agree with what he said. This is the reason why I'm great. Okay. So, but the big thing when he said was at the height of their power, they allowed the Dark Lord or Darth Palpatine or whatever, Darth Sidious rise and wipe them out. And he was right. That's how was oblivious they were and complacent that they were. The other thing I liked about Luke was, we've seen Force ghosts, but let's talk about this. Luke projected himself across the galaxy, and he looked solid, and they thought he was real. And he took that dice from Solo, the Star Wars story, put that in Leia's hand, and she looked up, like kind of weird. But I don't think she looked up because she realized that he wasn't there. I think she looked up because she was surprised that he had the dice. But the fact that Luke was able to project himself across the galaxy as a solid Force being and trick everybody, that's amazing. We have not seen that in the Force
right
at
into
all.
the line from Luke's original training. Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes,
of course, Zacharino.
What's up, dudes?
What's happening, brother? We're just ranting about we are ranting. Well, they're really, really ranting about that sequel.
You just joined us at a contentious moment.
Oh, all right. I love conflict. What's up?
What was I gonna say? Oh, and then I have no idea. I lost it. Thank you.
Sorry.
You're just too pretty.
he said. Turtle said that Obi-Wan sat on a log in Episode 6 because he was tired.
As a ghost, he was tired.
Oh, that's funny.
Thanks, Sarah.
That's so funny.
So what were you guys talking about? My bad. I didn't mean to.
I mean, there's just so many missed opportunities in the sequels.
Everything.
Yeah, well, we were just talking how the sequels just sucked and they ruined it, and they tried to fix it, and they could have fixed it more, and they screwed that up because they fired the guy who was going to do Rise of Skywalker, which was supposed to be called Duel of the Fates.
So, Zach, we brought you in here to say something controversial. Go.
Ooh,
If you say the Diamond Controller is the best,
no. I prefer the Rayflex to any other variation of the Graflex. Go.
I
have
agree.
no problem with that.
I'm fine with it.
I'm not a big fan of the big box on the Graflex.
I'd like to get myself a good scrap flex one of these days. Something, kind of.
Yeah,
like
I would like a
completely
scrap
unique.
flex. I think a scrap flex would be cool.
Yeah.
So
I'll be
I
honest,
guess
like the Graflex just doesn't really appeal to me. I think it looks really cool, but the first time I held one, I said, no, this is not something I would want to swing, or it doesn't seem practical to me, so I don't really get into it anymore. But I do think it looks cool.
Yeah, they are not very comfortable. I do like the fact that it's so low profile on the. I mean,
Yeah,
That
see,
barely-
that's way
that
better than that
barely-
fat box.
Yeah, that's not gonna like really jam into your like the webbing on your hand, and it's just sort of like I have that's kind of like they have that kind of element on the live Electrum Sabercraft silts, and the fact that they're relatively low profiles is it's not too bad, Like
Speaking of
here's the
electric
question:
supercrafts,
as far as like any standard hilt design, what if you had to if you were like if it was a life or death situation, you had to duel, like what do you think would feel the most comfortable in your hands and give you a chance to hold your own and survive? As far as hilt design, for me, I'll start it off. For me, a Ram Koda is perfect. A Ram Koda styled hilt will, I mean, like that. My Dissident, I would take that into combat. I'd take that into any duel. It just like there's nothing to encumber you. It's just like it's perfect in the hand, perfect length, perfect comfort. It's balanced, and it just works for me,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one because I want it to be comfortable, but I want it to be long, not cumbersome long, but I don't want a small hilt. And I think for me, what really fits, which works well for me, is I like something like the Remnant from Electrum. I think
The Remnant is a
I think that feels
phenomenal
good.
hilt. It's so well designed, so comfy. Is yours still working?
Yeah, it works. I just don't. I haven't really fired up or used it because I just don't. I don't like the D3.
That's the D3, right?
Yeah, I've tinkered with it.
How
And
come
it's
you
just not my thing.
Upgraded it.
I need to do that, and I tell you why I haven't, just because I don't really. I like the hilt, but I don't care for the D3, so I just haven't put priority on
The
updating it.
soundboard's crap, but I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
really
think that
buggy.
hilt feels good, and I think one of my other favorites, like that I would like to duel with, is probably the Reaver. This is
the
really
Reaver.
my go-to. I mean, I just having the two chokes, the body feels good. It's good grip. I mean, it's not
the Reaver. It's just
it's not too
it's
long.
A real that when I swing my Reaver around, I just feel like Sith. I just feel like a Sith Lord. It just has that kind of aggressive, brutal sort of approach. It's just really, really well done.
Mhm.
For me, I like a staff. So this with my Vectra was very, very comfortable. Although if I had another Scholar or if I had a Vulcan, because I've actually held those would work too. It's just they're light, but they also they're very durable, and you could just I could just.
You should definitely get another
I
Skylar.
want a Skylar. I want a Skylar. Yeah,
I
I
love
think
my
that's a good
Skylar.
looking hilt.
I don't use it enough. It's really close to being a Ram Koda. I mean, when my Mira comes, I'm really looking forward to that. I might have to get a connector to go with my Skylar.
I want a Skylar, and I've said this to Scott several times. Like, if there's another Saber Trio hilt that I'm going to get, it's the Skylar, and I'm bummed I missed out on the Saber Trio sale. And I saw the mirrors. I said, you know what? I really don't want a mirror, so I didn't order one. But
Every damn Saber Trio sale now is a gauntlet. I mean, and justifiably so. They're the GOAT. They really are.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Zach, what's your hilt of choice to go into combat if your life depended on it?
I really like my Hunter's Creed.
I still
from
see him
Saberforge.
like trying to get in.
That's
Is
a
he
very
actually
simple.
there?
What's that? I'm sorry.
What?
Is he there? All I see is a black screen, and it's like
Oh, you guys don't see me?
it's like thinking.
I
It's like he's
can
loading
see
in.
you. I can see you.
Oh, you can see him. I can't
Yeah.
see him.
that
It's probably
sucks.
it's probably just your internet. It's probably just,
Let me see.
It's trying to,
I
it's
can't
trying to
hear him
load.
either. Oh,
Oh, there.
now, okay, now I have a circle there. Okay, Oh, never mind. It went back to
How weird.
thinking.
I'll swap my Wi-Fi up here in a second. Maybe that'll help. But just for the
Can't
sake
hear
of the
me.
answer, you can't hear me either. Oh no! All right.
I think that's on his end because I can see you and hear you just fine. What about you, Paradigm? Hello?
Let me give me 1 second.
Hello?
Do,
Do either of y'all hear me?
I hear you. I hear Paradigm, but I don't hear or see Ravens.
You know what? That might be since I got 4 of y'all in here. I'm gonna plug in my internet. So just give me just.
Oh yes, Ike says he chose the Bane Mark II. When I first got into looking at sabers, the Bane Mark II was the saber that I wanted, and I wanted a curved hilt, and I thought that one looked sweet. But it was out of stock at the time that I was ready to order, so I ended up going for the next best thing, and that was the Vanquish because that was the other curved hilt that was in stock. So I got this one, and I like it very much. And I keep telling myself, "Get the Bane, get the Bane." And it was on Etsy. And I still didn't get it. I said, you know what? I'm done installing curved hilts because this was a yacht to install. Curved hilts are not fun. Yeah, they're not easy to install. They're terrible because you have so little space here in this curve, and it's very tight.
And it has to be like a straight. It's not like you can all of a sudden go like crack.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, the Bane, I think the chassis in the Bane is actually curved. But in this one, it's straight, but the body is curved around it. But it was a big hassle. And then when I installed the count, that was a pain too because the switch I did down here, so I had to run the wires from the body all the way down through into the body, into the through the elbow into the switches here, and that was tough too. So once I finally got this done, I said, okay, I'm done with curved hilts. Okay, I like them, but I don't want to ever install another one again, which is why when I ordered the Count Mark II, I got it installed with the Hero Teal Golden Harvest. It's going to be done when I get it. But
I have to get a new speaker for my Bane, but it's just like you have to kind of take the whole thing apart because the I'm not sure what it is. The pommel doesn't just unscrew. It's like I'm not sure how everything's put together. It was like a Shamim kind of did that saber, and it's all just I don't know how it comes apart. I haven't taken it apart. Like the Vanquish comes apart easy, Are you frozen?
there we go. I just got back.
Yeah, where's Shannon and Zach? Everyone's gone.
I don't know. I think they're trying to figure something out.
But
It's the Great Paradigm Show.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, so your Bane has a Nano Biscotti, right?
No, it's got what is it? It's one of
With that weird alien font in there.
It's one of Nigon's soundboards. It's not the Spark 3. It's like one of the ones after that. I can't remember what it's called.
For the last time.
It has like, in order to do font changing, it has like the gesture control.
Okay.
But with a curved hilt, it's almost impossible to do unless you take the blade out because it throws off the balance of the saber. The guy that sold it to me, he could do it, but I've never learned how to do it. But I mean that's okay because the main sound one is the alien one. It's not the Spark 3.
Igniter?
I think it's one of the igniters. Yeah, it's an okay soundboard. I like it. It doesn't have smooth swing or anything like that. Like the Spark 3, I have my 7 chambers. What the hell is that guy? The character's name? It's like a Skywalker. My Cade. It has a Spark 3, and it has sort of like a really nice sort of pseudo. It's like a primordial sort of smooth swing, and I really like it. And the install is very, very nice on it. I decided I loved, like, I was going to sell my other Seven Chambers K, but I really want to do an install on that someday because I just love the hilt design. It's like the Graflex, but without all the shit on it, and it's just like really smooth, and it's a very, very nimble hilt. But I like the Spark 3. I definitely will keep that. It's like a sign of the times. It doesn't really. It's loud. It only has 3 sound fonts, which are kind of crappy, but the smooth swing.
I really wish that he continued, that he stayed in the biz and continued to develop his boards.
He could have done some stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Very intelligent person. So to answer Turtle Helm's question, yes. So I've got the.
This is a question that affects me directly.
So
Paradigm, don't die on this, man. On the stream. You can't die live on camera.
So Turtle Helm, yes. So this is the Count Mark 1. I ordered the Mark 2. And I ordered that as soon as, like, the day that they released, because I signed up for the update. So they sent an email and says, hey, here's the Count Mark II. I ordered it that day in NeoPixel Hero Tier with the Golden Harvest. So once I get the Mark II, I will be definitely doing a comparison between the Mark I and the Mark II. And then once I've completed that comparison, I will be selling this Count Mark I. And I believe there is someone that I know that is looking to pick up this Mark I. So this was installed by myself with a CFX board, 2 buttons here in the it's NeoPixel with a brass pin, Neo blade plug, yeah. And it has the 2 sound fonts in here. It's the Duke by K-Sith, and the other one by Kyberphonic is in here too. So this one I will be selling to someone here in the in the stream. But good solid saber.
What?
And since I installed it, I will service it as well. So if there's an issue, I can take care of it and make sure, because I want to make sure it's right.
So are you saying that said person would have to send that thing all the way back to fucking Belgium to get that thing worked on?
Yes. However, I do have a US PS post box, so it's you're sending it. It's going to take time, but it's like sending it to the States. So, but yeah, so this wasn't officially going to go, but this is a great saber, and I love it because Count Dooku is my favorite Sith guy. But when I see that Mark II, it's going to be a little smaller.
Am I going to have to trust the army?
Yeah, well, hey, they're okay. It's USPS you have to be concerned about.
I was about to say the army.
Get it.
You'll probably get it.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I'm just gonna say one word: America.
My wife is German, so sometimes I say that to her, and she just rolls her eyes.
It's like Das America.
Yeah, like she's oh wow, this is so good, this is so nice, and I say yeah, America. She's oh.
You think that she would have learned that by now,
right?
I mean, seriously. Where'd Zach go, Shannon?
He said he was gonna reboot his Wi-Fi or something like that, and then I went and got my cord. My internet box is actually in my bedroom, so I had to go find I got to pick one.
Yeah, whatever you want. I've got a big collection. I'm getting ready to start winding down. So when I release part 2 of my collection video, you can check out what you like and then hit me up. So yeah, I'm only keeping about 5 or 6 sabers. I'm going to sell the rest eventually. And I'm going to install. So I got a lot of projects I need to install.
Unfortunately, I had plans to get my Parks Vader installed by Babu Sabers, but then I had an unexpected medical bill, for a routine procedure, and that sort of put the kibosh on that at least a month. But he was gonna put a crystal chamber in and a golden harvest, and he was gonna dial that in. But he's still gonna do it. It's just I need to recover.
That's something I haven't done yet. Is I want to do a nice hilt with a crystal chamber and like accent LEDs and all that. All my installs have been pretty basic, like just NeoPixel and soundboard. And that's
Oh,
it.
you
But I
just
wanna-
installed a NeoPixel, you poor thing.
Well, I think I installed this thing like
It's like
3 or 4
amateur hour
times.
here.
you
What?
know?
Shannon, why are we talking to this guy? Huh? Schmo.
But
What?
the big thing is with this one.
That's why we're talking to him.
When I installed this
I
one,
know,
I
it's
did the stock NeoPixel connector, and I wanted those LEDs that are in there. Hey, but growing pains. It took me a while because I first installed it. I did not follow the manual with the right gauge wire, and it didn't work. Like these worked, but when I plugged the blade in, it wasn't enough power to power the blade. So I had to take it all apart and redo all the wires to be up to a higher gauge. It sucked, but I got it done. And now it's where I want it. Oh yeah, I love this saber. Whoops, wrong button.
How confident are you in those being dual worthy, Paladin? Because I'm a dueler, so I like to break shit.
yeah, I saw.
Well, I don't
So-
like to. It's just an unfortunate, circumstance.
So, like, what being dual worthy? Like this particular hilt or NeoPixel or what?
any of your installs, are you confident to go out there and bang it up against the other saber? Not crazy, but just to.
This one, yes.
Yes.
My Count Dooku that I installed, yes. My other ones, no. Well, actually, I think my Ray Saber, I think would be able to handle it well with dueling if you got a heavy grade blade, of course, because they're on NeoPixel.
Right.
Yeah, but my other ones before those, I would probably say no. Like if you went hard on it, you'd probably have to send it back and then have to fix it. But this one, my Dooku, and pretty much all my last 3 major installs, yeah. Because with each one, I got better and better, and I learned a few things, and they got stronger, and now I feel really confident about my installs.
So,
So,
Emery, you're
I'm always curious about that with installers. Is like, would you trust your work to be dual bids? Because for me, that's the ultimate test. Because I'm going to use my stuff, most of it anyway.
Emery, your
Yeah.
Vanquish is powder coated.
It is. I got a gold transparent powder coat.
Who did that?
Saberforge did it. It took a lot longer to get it in.
Okay.
This one took 4 months to get. Oh man. Yeah, but it's got the gold transparent gold powder coat on there. I like it a lot.
That's so nice. Yeah.
This
I mean-
is the sidearm of my cosplay, of Gray Paladin himself. I love the saber.
I know you do. I'm when I get my hands on that Dooku, that's gonna be like, I'm gonna be honored to own it, to be perfectly honest, my friend. So like whatever, it's gonna be the only one I'm gonna own, and I'm really looking forward to it. And as far as that Prodigy goes, we could probably like figure that out into the mix. Maybe we'll work something out.
Yeah,
But,
knock off some of the price of the
Yeah,
count
yeah.
and then put a trade in there. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I've been wanting a Count Dooku saber in my collection, but it's just kind of like that's one of those hilts that's kind of eluded me, because every time it shows up, it doesn't last long, and it doesn't So this is going to be kind of perfect. Look who's back!
I was really. Oh, is he finally in there?
Can you see me now? That's so, I don't know.
Loading.
That's weird. I don't know why he can't hear me. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Bougie.
I can hear you. I see you
I
fine.
can see you.
I mean, he is in Germany. I mean, it may be just a lag thing on his end.
Maybe Belgium doesn't like you.
That's a possibility too. I mean, I don't know.
Belgium.
He doesn't like you. I don't like you either.
You'll be dead.
I have the death sentence in however many systems. I can't.
I love the Family Guy version of that. He's like, you don't even know me. You know what? That's fair.
I'm sad.
Oh, what are we whipping out here? What are we whipping out here?
Where are you?
Hello, I am the Inquisitor.
There we
What are you
go.
looking for, Paradox? Oh,
Oh, that's the sensor. Yeah. Hey, so you said it was freezing up. Like I never had that problem with that Saber. So was it
Yeah,
after
he
you
told me some like total
updated?
junk.
Not even, bro.
It's like I got the
Do you even Saber, bro?
This schmuck.
Hey, there
Sure.
was no problem. There was no problem until you updated and added your sound fonts
blaming
on
the
there.
postal system. I get it.
No, I'm blaming you.
I'm out.
I'm blaming
I'm out.
you.
No, actually, I as I was telling Shannon earlier, I got some. I ordered because I had to some new micro SD cards, and I picked those up today. So I had installed everything onto a new micro SD card. Well, it wasn't new. It was one that I had kind of kicking around, and that didn't work very well. I was still getting the freezing. So this has a new micro SD card, only an 8 megabyte or gigabyte, 8 gig micro SD card. I reinstalled everything on here, so I got like 30 sound fonts, and it seems to be okay. I haven't been having the freezing issue. I've been mucking about with the thing pretty much all day ever since I did that. And it's been doing pretty well. So I found myself falling in love with this hill more and more now that this isn't like, crapping out on me. Can't believe I was sold that.
It feels
but
good.
whatever.
I mean, that hill feels good. Like I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, my only problem is that I did my review today, and my only problem is for some reason I always rest my the web of my thumb like right there on the button. I'm like constantly turning the thing off. I can't find the happy place between these two choke points. They're almost like too close together. But it's like even though it's got a 36.7-inch blade, it's perfectly balanced. It's just like
I was gonna say, yeah, it fits that hill.
And the Dark Edition finish just like really it picks out all the detail and all the angles, and this thing is just gorgeous and sexy and
I wanted the mirrored one, and it was sold out by the time I got it because that was a ready to ship event. So I went with the Dark Edition, but I liked it. Once I got it, I said, man, I like this Dark Edition.
So are you gonna get another one? Because that would be really, really fucking awesome if you got another one.
Yeah. If I can get a mirrored one, yeah, I'm gonna pick up another.
The thing is like Saber Trio. That company is the absolute GOAT. I've never like what they're doing for Shannon. It's just phenomenal to me. I mean, even if there's like some sketchy things going on there. Like just to even suggest that they're gonna like replace that shit for you.
Yeah.
There's no other company on the face of the earth that would do that.
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah, I have to say, hands down, Saber Trio has the best customer service.
And they're
sure.
the most beloved company, and they have earned every bit of it.
Cole, here's half of it. The other half is on its way to Malaysia.
That's the one thing you don't have in your collection yet, Zach, is a Saber Trio, right?
Right.
He doesn't have a Saber Trio?
I do now.
You do? Oh, my friend, you ordered something, didn't you?
Yeah, I was able.
Excellent.
I was able to get one.
He's a Trio member.
Are you willing to share any information, or
I will. I know. That's why I want to talk to Emery too. I feel bad. I'm like, what the heck do I do?
Okay, do it. I'll go away.
No. I'm saying I don't know why he can't see me. I'm bummed. He can't hear. You can't hear me either, right? I'll leave the call. I guess I'll just leave and come right back. Hopefully that'll work. Let's see.
You can watch this feed later, you know.
I know, but I want to talk to
To
him.
hell with him. To hell with him.
I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, no,
He got something like even more bougie than this. This is the bougiest they offer. This is
yeah.
bouge prime. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got
And you nailed it in your unboxing. Like the OLED screen is overkill. Like you don't really need it, but it's kind of cool to have.
I mean, this is just phenomenal. I don't even pay any attention to it.
Hey,
Yeah.
now I can see Zach.
Okay,
Oh.
can you hear me?
There we go.
And I can
All
hear
right.
you.
You can hear me. Okay.
Alright.
Woo!
What's up, brother? It's good to see you, man.
You too, man. I was getting bummed, dude. I was like, damn, I don't know what to do. Yeah, so same. It's awesome to talk to you, man. So I did get I was very lucky. I got one for the sale. I was going for a Senza. I was trying to get the mirrored finish as well. So you have great taste, my friend. And I had it ready. I was up 6 a.m. my time. I sat there for an hour just waiting, refreshing. And then I was able to get it all done within 14 seconds. Went to press it, and my bank declined it because they thought it was fraudulent. And so I had to put it on my phone like, it's me. And then it was the mirror finishes were already sold out because there was only 10 of them. So then I'm like rushing in my head. I'm like, what do I do? So I go back to the main menu. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a reaver. So I went to get a reaver, and I was like, wait, you really want the Senza? So I had to make like that decision. Like, what am I gonna do? So I took the chance, went back. I managed to get the brushed silver finish of the Senza.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
With shrouds. I got the OLED with the
okay.
the purple illuminated switch and 30-inch blade. So yeah.
All
Nice.
right.
Dude, we're gonna be Senza
all the
brothers.
bells and whistles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I will
Yeah.
say, like, having had the Senza and the Reaver, I would take the Reaver over the Senza.
That's definitely the next one. Yeah.
Yeah. The Reavers, you're gonna like this hilt, man. It's
You
a great
need
hilt.
to own a Reaver. The Reaver is tight. That's
Yeah.
such a good hilt.
I assumed that was going to be the one everyone was going to go for because it seems like that and the Vectra are like the two that everybody are always chiming
The
after.
Vectra and the Vulcan seem to be the ones that
Oh, and the
sell
Vulcan,
out.
yeah.
The
And
Vulcan,
everyone
yeah,
gets
the
the
Vulcan.
Vulcan etched.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
girl on she has a YouTube channel named Carly. She got a
Oh, yeah.
Slytherin etched one, and I saw that on I saw Saber Trio threw that up on Instagram, and I saw that shit, and I was just like, oh yeah, that belongs to her. I knew that shit, and it was just like, and I saw her. She did a really nice review of that, and it was cool to see her actually get like a real hilt. Because she's just been like LGT stuff all over the place, and to see anyone get like a Saber Trio, it's really just it's a delight. And Brian, the freaking Aaron is the bomb shizzle. I love my Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of delay, like let's talk about this real quick because I got no hate towards LGT because I've got several LGT hilts myself, but they have changed the mindset of what it means to wait for a Saber because then it's like, hey, they get that you push it order and they ship it in 2-3 days. You have it in a week or less, But let's get real here. A quality, legit Saber. It's going to take you several weeks to get. It takes
Months.
time to process. Yeah, months, exactly. You have to process that order. You have to build it. Then on top of that, it has to go through quality control. They test it to make sure that it's legit before they send it to you.
Yep.
All that takes time. And people are getting all said, yeah, I haven't got my Saber in 2 weeks and I'm upset. Like, where are they? I'm like, dude, if you know anything about a lightsaber, it's going to take some time,
Yeah, it's kind of sad that people, and a lot of those people, it's just because they're coming into this for the first time being like, I want a lightsaber. They think it's Amazon. They're like, I want it right now, And so then
Mhm.
they get it, they swing it for a week, show their friends, and then they're done with it, and they don't ever care about it again. So it's like,
Yeah.
damn,
If it even
man.
works that long,
No kidding. I only have 2 LGTs current. Well, I have one on the way, but that's going to be a while. But I have my Ben Solo that was
Solo.
reimagined by Sebastian at Starlight. It's he actually did the blue heat stain for me. I don't know why my camera is not focusing there, but it should be. It's probably 'cause it's so dark in here. But yeah, he did a great job. So I'm going to keep this one. And then I have the Kylo as well, which is being completely reborn. It's getting reinstalled, new speaker, weathered, everything. So it's going to be. But other than that, yeah, I think I'm pretty. I appreciate LGT for what it is, but I definitely am on to the more like.
I mean, LGT
more elaborate hilts and
they're making so many different like strides in the saber community, and there's so many different hilts that they're making available to people. That they can't afford the bougier sabers like sometimes we can, and I think they're doing the good work,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and I mean, like if you know how to shop for them, because sometimes the resellers like that Cario Monday hilt that I bought, I paid like $89 for it, and no offense to resellers, but they're on average wanting like $150, $160 for that, and I did that's just not working. That's what I paid for that hilt was what it was worth, and I can see charging like shipping costs and overhead and to a certain point it should get to maybe like a certain price point, but beyond that it starts looking like gouging. And but I mean, just the simple fact that they have, if you know how to look for exclusives, like Emery's kind of had a bad situation with Aegis sabers, but I've had had several really good experiences with that reseller. His pricing and some of the, I mean, like that Outcast, his who's saber is that based off of? I can't remember, but Kyle Katarn. That is one of the nicest LGT hilts that I've ever bought. That Kyle Katarn. I mean, I still get comments from people like commenting on my my video about that, just surprised how exquisite the hilt is.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, though. Like, you buy from a company, and everyone's experience is slightly different. Like, I tried to order through Aegis, and it was a disaster. And that for me, first impressions are lasting impressions. So I didn't want to order from them again. But you had a great experience. But for me, like, people have had their complaints about POC Store, but POC Store has been very good to me. But I know both Zach and Scott have not had positive experienges with the POC Store.
Yeah.
So it just depends,
Isaac has had some shitty experiences with Saberforge lately, like really, really bad experiences. And Zach and I, like you said, I mean, I have never been impressed with the patch store. I mean, they've just never treated me like they give a shit. Like I'm just another. They really, really don't give you the respect and love that you. I don't know what.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You're just nothing to them, to be perfectly honest.
That's how I felt.
But see, that's crazy to me because when I dealt with him and like Aaron, him and I, spoke, in a private message, and he like gave me money back because I wanted the saber without the blade, so he reimbursed me like $50 for that, and he paid for my shipping and stuff. Like, he was very good to me.
That's selectivity. That's selectivity. I mean, like, Saber Trio doesn't do that shit. They don't treat like one person like a god and the next person like a complete pauper. They treat everyone with the same way. Like, depending on the mood you're in that day, is that's how your customer service is predicated. Oh, you got like they're like one salesperson who's a douche, but like it's just sort of like I've got companies that have like consistently been treated like shithead. I mean, I've never, even Ultra Sabers hasn't treated me as poorly as the patch store has, and it's just like,
Yeah.
and I want to love them because their shit that they sell is exquisite, and I have their products, and they're great. It's just you have to get past the personalities involved in the process, and it's just like shitty attitudes. It's just shit attitudes. You guys need to like learn that the Saber community, the people that keep you in business, lighten up. Just show some love. Act like you give a shit.
Where I freaked out was actually one of my followers on Instagram messaged me and was just like, "Hey man, I just wanted to let you know that there's a group of people on Discord who are like actively like hating you and like talking really bad about you." And I was like, I don't even have a Discord, so I mean, that's gonna happen regardless. It's fine. But I was like, wow. So he told Sarah where it could be found, So she looked it up, and we found out that the group was actually made by Aaron from the pack store talking about me like that. And I mean, saying very hateful, like talking about like personal features, making fun of my friends, and like, yeah. So that was the point where I was just like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say, I was like, I'm not going to say anything else about this company because like, it just,
dude, Zach, when you made that video, when you're like, it's not a problem, but it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Zach, you're nonverbal.
Dude, that was hilarious.
I'm so pissed. I don't know what to say. You were just like,
I had to reshoot that several times because the first time was just nothing but profanity, and I was just like, no one's gonna listen.
I would have loved to see that video.
Like nobody's gonna listen to what I have to say if I just come out swinging, So I was like, I need to like tone it down, but it's all good, man. It things work out for the best, but
you get your money back.
I got partially refunded, so
partially refunded.
Oh, did that do the restock fee or some bullshit?
Yeah, they kept like $150. So
what? That's a lot.
Yeah, but it is what it is. But we were talking earlier kind of about like acid etching and stuff like that. And like, I knew, like, I understood the appeal of it. Like, I thought it was cool, but I was always just like, it's I'm more of like a crystal guy, whatever, until I got one. And it's going to bug me. My camera's not going to focus. Let's see. But my Star Killer that I got from Jeremy, like this acid
turn
etching.
On that crystal.
Oh, I got to throw a battery in. Let me see. Yeah, this saver is so much power that I can't leave a battery in it. So
did Jeremy install that one?
Yeah, Jeremy from Solo did.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas tree saber.
Got the blinking. Yep.
I don't know why that thing drains batteries so quickly.
Yeah, I can't figure out why either.
Every square inch of it's lit.
And that's not because it's got a damn airline strip.
And it's got
right.
They were going to use that in Die Hard, but they didn't have enough money to pay for the electricity. Yeah. Okay, we've seen it, man. Let's go.
That's cool.
But yeah, acid etching is dope, and I'm currently having Jeremy create something else for me, so I'm super excited.
Dude got his SK, and he is a happy camper.
I had been wanting a Star. Well, Scott knows I had been wanting a Star Killer for basically since the beginning. So
not only did you get a Star Killer, but you get the bougiest one on the face of the earth.
I think I do for now. Anyway, I'm sure someone will outdo it, but and then earlier when we were talking about most comfortable hilt to, lay our lives down on the line. This was mine. My Saberforge Hunter's Creed. Just because there's nothing really in the way, and it's just easy to maintain this hilt, and it's. It's beautiful.
Cannot get into the design of that. I have not been able
Really?
to.
I love
It just
that
does
thing.
nothing for me.
The
Nothing.
damn Mandalorian helmet has an
Hey.
emitter. Come on, Paradigm.
Say what? You talking to me? You talking to me?
I'm talking
I'm siding with Paradigm on this one. Like that is a awesome
Each
hilt,
their own.
but it's not one that I'm
It's
like,
a
yeah, I gotta have that.
finish on it.
But I do like how the emitter really looks like the helmet. Like that's pretty
Especially when it's
sweet.
lit.
Like,
It's got
that's
that. It's
really,
got the white
yeah,
on it.
yeah, it looks cool.
That's
If
what.
someone
That's what
wanted
does
to
it for
give me one to convince me otherwise,
I think you've had
that's
enough.
fair. That's fair. I mean,
Look, I went blazing
I'm
sounds
willing
on
to
him.
take one for the team.
How about some more bees, Mr. Taggart? I think you've had enough.
Yeah. Well, here, look. I think I have
Hey, what
something
matters
Scott
is
likes.
that you like it and you think that you could probably combat me with it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Look at, but here. So this might.
I've
This
seen
might.
you spin.
Ooh, what does that mean? Jeez.
Let's
Damn.
we're
Look,
among
if-
friends here.
If y'all ever
No.
decide to duel, I may have to take Zach under my wing and show him some tricks because he might get
I
cut up.
believe that I am throwing you a challenge, my friend.
Wow.
The glove gang is on that side, and then the non-glove gang is.
I guess so.
My friend.
Wow. That's interesting.
You will face me on the field of battle or not?
I'll just call the cops. Honestly, I'll just call the cops. I'll be like, there's a man with a lightsaber saying he wants to fight me. Take him out.
I'm not going to fight against a guy that just had a second child and is exhausted.
It's very true. That is a
Tell you what,
a
my
true
friend, I'm going to
fact.
cut you some slack. Maybe 5 years, 5 years. Just don't have any more kids. And then I will destroy you, my friend.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
It's cool. I mean, you can have more. Just know that when it comes time for them to go to college, you're selling all those sabers.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens.
I'm going to
But
end up fighting against the 3 of them. That's what's going to happen. He's going to come at me with his kids are going to be like full
That's
Sith
right. The
Lord.
nerd nest is about to get real on you.
The nerd nest is going to like fucking take me down, yo.
oh man, that's
Or I
funny.
will join them.
For the record, Cole just pointed out that Paradigm shot first.
Yeah, I just saw that.
That's funny.
I kind of do. Yeah.
Here we go, right here. On ESPN.
I don't fight other Sith, only Jedi. Only
It's
Jedi.
okay. There can only be 2, and there's
Yeah.
still 2.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all just talk. You know, the funny thing is Jedi are dick to each other, but like Sith, it's all love. It's all love.
Yeah, until the apprentice tried to take out the master.
Oh my god, that is
Like,
hilarious.
oh, it's time, is it? Okay, let's fight. You can't beat me. You're still my apprentice. Get that corner.
Mhm.
That is pretty.
You know,
funny.
it's like the old martial arts stuff. You know, you have a friendly fight, you spar a little bit there. You know, mutual respect for one another.
Yeah, there you go. That's what's up. Let me show you guys one of my new toys. Well, I'm gonna have to hop off here in a few, but let me show you this real quick.
Yeah, your collection's really growing too.
Thank you, man. I'm trying to put quality stuff in here. So this was done by Babu Sabers. Let me go. I just trying to showcase this to you guys real quick. Let's see. I don't know why my camera is hating me tonight, but there we go.
7 Obi-Wan. I can't see. Oh, yeah. No.
Yes, sir. So this is a 89 Sabers or Corbanth OWK3
Oh, that looks good.
with.
I like his saber. I like his hilt, and I don't have one. I need to get one.
Yeah, it's got the Profi 2.2 in it. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops. Oh yeah. So hold on. I'm still really learning how to use this thing. Hold on. So he put a feature on it, and it's something I'm trying to really understand. You can change the font while the blade is ignited, and I've never encountered that before. So
Oh,
it's really
I like
interesting.
that.
Yeah. And I don't know how
Versal
to do
does
it.
that now too.
So I got to be honest, I don't care for thin necks, especially with NeoPixel. They are terrifying. It just feels like it's too, but this will probably be the only one that I have. I'll be honest with you. The OB1, the only one. But
Yeah, I like his better than Luke's.
this is my only hilt that is exclusively Jedi fonts too.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a little out of your realm.
Yeah. Let's see.
So, how do you feel about the control box? Like, me personally, I hate that control box. It just feels so in the way to me.
This
But
is probably the one that, like, it's pretty low profile. Like, I know it still seems like it sticks out pretty bad, but this one compared, because I have the Dark Wolf Obi-Wan, and that one feels like it sticks out to me. Like, it was always like, God, that's why I didn't like it. I was like, no.
Yeah.
But personally, I don't like control boxes. Even my Star Killer, like, it's pretty shaved down.
Yeah.
But there we go. Now you can see the acid etch. But yeah, me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of power boxes. That's just me personally.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's why I like the Exalted, because if I had to choose between the two, like you got this bulky control box on Luke, and then the Exalted doesn't have it at all.
yeah,
And for
that's an
me,
interesting design.
Yeah, see this, I love it because it feels great. I don't have the control box, but this, when I hold it, it's just so uncomfortable to me. It doesn't feel good,
Yeah.
I mean, and even though it's a crystal, yeah, sure, that's cool, but I just don't like that control box is just right in the way.
Is that one of their newer NeoPixel ones, or is that an older one? I think it's an older one.
This is an older one, yeah.
Yeah.
This is an older one. But I'm going to install it with NeoPixel and all that good stuff. I just haven't gotten around to it.
How is the length on that? It looks kind of long.
Emery, that's a Redeemer?
No, this is the Prodigal. This is the Prodigal.
Oh, it's a Prodigal. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's
I'm all
13
confused
inches.
right
It's the same as the Exalted. It's 13 inches.
Okay. That's about the same as this. So
My
that's
Prodigal's
not
like the Champion Edition, but that one's got the crystal chamber, right? You got that in a
Yes.
mystery box?
Yep, I did. Yep.
Yeah.
There it is.
You got that in a mystery box?
I
Yeah.
did. I got
Wow.
lucky. And I didn't discover
Wow.
until I was ready to do the review. I was getting ready to do the review, and I was like, "Why is this so loose?" And I was like, "Oh snap! It's a crystal." So yeah, it caught me by surprise on that one.
That's dope.
Yeah, but I want to reinstall it with NeoPixel, and I'll redo these LEDs here. Put some accents there, so that way those light up. Yeah.
Can I get everyone to agree here that Saberforge needs to stop screwing around and start producing mystery boxes again?
Yeah,
I love the mystery box.
Me too. Of all the all the places that do mystery boxes, Saberforge is always my favorite.
My Champion Edition Archon is one of my prized possessions. I love that thing, and I don't know why they can't get their shit together. I mean, they can produce hilts. They're restocking everything. Guys, start producing some mystery boxes again. If anybody from Saberforge is listening, you gotta get that figured out. It can't be just like a thing you do once a year.
Yeah, this one was a mystery box from them too. The Desert Warrior, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah. Which is funny is they actually classify this as a thin neck, even though it's not very thin. But yeah, whatever.
My this Obi-Wan though, it's loud, man. Like, I don't know, I forget what kind of speaker Matt put in this, but
Is it a 28 millimeter?
yeah, but it's not a Smuggler's Outpost. I have a Smuggler's Outpost in my Star Killer, and that thing too,
Yeah.
man.
I've had the WoW speaker, which I think sounds really good, The Smuggler's Outpost, which is really loud, I like that one too. But I've gone through 2 Smuggler Outpost speakers. They were loud, but they didn't last very long.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, which is funny because I heard that those speakers were able to kind of go more max volume and last longer, but I didn't have that experience.
I never run any of my speakers at max volume. I
don't either. I usually do 75, 80. No, I usually don't go above 80.
This thing's running like 60 or 70 right now, and it's only loud enough. I got like one sound font, my Afterlife sound from BK. You know, you kind of have to run that up max to get like the real, you know, it's such a subtle font, but everything else is just like so booming. Everything from K-Sith and Kyber Daddy is just like so loud that if you don't run it like 60 or 70, you can like, you gotta preserve the speakers, you know.
The Arctic Jedi, his fonts are loud too. Like I had to turn my speakers down for some of his stuff. But I've got a Saber Essentials speaker on my Vanquish, and this sucker puts the WoW speaker and the Smuggler's Outpost to shame. This thing is really loud, like incredibly loud. And you have a Vanquish Paradigm, so you know about this. With this thick pommel, everything sounds really subdued. But with the Saber Essentials in here, it's my loudest speaker.
Well, mine just has a Saber Core, like an older Saber Core soundboard, but I had to upgrade with a bass speaker. Anything less than like a bass speaker, just it can't like travel the distance of the resonance chamber, which is like that much. It's like it's got a long distance. But going back to Arctic Jedi, his he has a Tech Witch, which is one of the Inquisitors from Rebels. That's going on my Spectre when I get it. And his Revan sound font is just like I love his Revan sound font. I've known that kid since the beginning before he even thought of these sound fonts.
Me too. Yeah.
And occasionally he'll write to me and he'll say something, and I'll be just like, dude, didn't you like pay attention to my video? Actually, it's like a language barrier, but he's a sweet kid, and he's really. I just think he needs to like start pumping out some more fonts because I'll keep buying his stuff because I think that like eventually he could like really make a name for himself. But
he's talented for sure.
He really is talented, and he's driven, and the kid knows Star Wars. I think he's just like probably focusing on school and whatnot. He's just like ever since Tech Witch, or maybe he's working on something new. But yeah, I don't know. He's like one of my my 4 go-tos for sound fonts. You know,
I mean, he doesn't have much, but I mean, the stuff he does is good. And
he did the
Plo Koon. Yeah, so the Keldor Jedi sound font that he created. He did that for me because I said I wanted a Plo Koon sound font. He came to me and says, "Hey, you want to commission me for it?" I said, "Sure." So he went to me. I gave him all the quotes to use. I tweaked the smooth swing with him and the pairs and all that stuff, and he tweaked it and made it exactly how I wanted it. And then he says, "Okay, if you don't mind, I want to sell this on Saber font." I said, "Yeah, absolutely, go for it." But that sound font was like, to me, like that's my sound font. Like he created that for me, and he designed it based off of what I asked and wanted for him, and he did a great job. And I love that font; it's really good.
We may have been joking about it last time, but I really want Kyber. I want Kyber Daddy to. I want that Caleb Dubin sound font. He threw out some like, yo, it's like this, and this. I'm like, I'm a dumbass. I don't know. You make it for me. Here's $10. I need that. I need that for my Spectre when it arrives by Wednesday, if at all possible.
Oh yeah.
Zach, wait until you see this shit. This like not only did, as far as I know, like not only did Sabermock like they improved it, but they made it so I believe it can actually come apart into the pieces.
That's
and
awesome.
It's got like blinkies on it, and it's just like I really went for all the. It's like probably gonna be the bougiest saber you'll ever see me with.
Does it have a green handle on it?
What's that?
Is the handle on it green?
Yeah, it's like screen. It's meant to be screen accurate, and
Yeah.
the problem is like that's like a special process for doing the finish. It's like a special process that it's not like a plastic. It's like I'm not exactly. It's like a colorized metal or some shit.
Yeah, it's like a composite or something, man. Because one of the last lightsabers that Rebel Chumps bought was that Hills. It's got the box and the blinky arrows on the side stuff. If I think that's what you're talking about.
The thing is like when the pandemic was going on, the company that did that finishing for them, which is a special process, they closed, but they had nothing to do with the pandemic. So they were trying to like. I mean, this has been such an ongoing process. I mean, like, literally for them to finish this hilt, they had to like jockey the whole fucking pandemic, get new people to do finishing processes, and then deal with all the lockdowns and everything. And it's the same thing with my Mira. I'm gonna get like these 2 hilts on Wednesday, and they're almost miracles that they were ever completed. And I'm going to cherish these things until my dying day. Like just these 2 hilts are going to be so important to me. Just by virtue of the fact that the adversity that the companies that produced them had to go through just to make them for me.
Yeah.
It means a lot. And like both those companies, the customer service is great. And they've been just real warriors through the whole thing. And my complete love to those guys, every single one of them.
How long have you been waiting on the Saber model? How long has it been?
For what was that?
How long have you been waiting on the Spectre?
Probably it's been about 5, maybe 6 months for each. But the thing is, it's like under the circumstances, who cares? It's just like when I get them, I get them. As long as I'm like updated frequently and
that's the important thing. Communication. Like if they just
and you inquire with them and they let you know and they apologize profusely and you just go like, I totally understand everything you're going through. Like I love you guys. I want you to be safe. Like you get me my shit when you can. Just let me know what's going on. And they have through the whole process. Both of them. The goats, they're just like the shit. Yeah. And that's what this community is all about. As far as I'm concerned, it's not just about acquisition, it's about process and sort of like building a community and like exceeding what the rest of the world can't seem to do. Which is just to get along with each other and show each other, respect and love. And that's the most important thing in the entire universe, as far as I'm concerned. Right, Zach?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Was that an IPA, sir? What was that you were drinking there?
Oh, it's a wit beer. It's kind of like a German style Weizen.
It's only 9.0. Yeah.
It's closer to like a Blue Moon style, like a filtered.
That's what I was gonna say. It looks like a Belgium ale. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. It's very refreshing.
I've actually had that beer before.
The Hoegaarden? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can get it in the States. They sell. Actually, the first time I had it was in the States. Yeah.
I go to this
That's
place. It's called the Beverage World, and I mean this store is literally nothing but beer, cigarettes, wine, mead. I mean, it's all it is, and it's stuff from all around the world and domestic stuff. So,
okay, yeah, cool.
Could you imagine if we all got together, like everybody, all of our friends in the Saber community got together, and we just drank and had lightsabers? Could you imagine the utter debauchery? The cops would show up and they'd be like, what's going on here? It's just like, yeah, sorry to set for you a Jedi.
Be
What
awesome.
do you have for a lightsaber? It's like, I've got this baton.
I'd be like, bring it on. See what you got.
I would love.
You'd have Forge over here
together.
breaking sabers. You'd have Zach over here creeping people out with that mask on, that helmet, you know. You'd have Paradigm just slicing people up, you know.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That would be. Well, and hopefully the Delta doesn't continue on its current path. But that's what the hope.
Woodstock.
That's what the hope is for Celebration next year. We're trying to get as many people as we can, even if you can't go to the event, like just to be there. You know, as many people as we can to get out there. That'd be a good time, man. Just finally have like a big meetup, and you know that.
Yeah,
that
me and Blake are actually talking about trying to go over there. So maybe not actually go to Celebration, but you know,
Right.
Actually, yeah, that'd be a lot of fun to meet up with all the guys.
I'm gonna be in California for 2 weeks around that time because we're planning just like Sarah's family lives out there, so we're planning on going out there anyway. And so it was kind of weird how it all worked out. So like, I'll be there for sure, unless, like I said, the world burns again, then we'll see.
Right.
But
Well, being in California, the world might not be quite on fire, and it still might not happen. But it's in California.
that's very true. It's a crazy place.
But we can hope.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Jedi Phoenix is talking about Revan sabers, and I know you've got some of those. And I'd like to. I have heard like you and both Stony Magnum say that Revan sabers are like up there as like one of the best, you know, things you can get. For me, Starfall, like everything I see that guy put out looks incredible, and I would love to get my hands, if I could afford it.
It looks all his stuff looks in universe too. Like you look at it, it's like I could see somebody with that for real. Like,
Yep.
If I got the ultimate ROM coda, it would definitely be a Starfall. It's just the price point. You know, like you pay like a certain amount for the hilt.
Just
that
for the
like
hilt.
it costs the same as like a Saber Trio fully installed, and then you have to get it installed. I mean, like I was telling you about the Divinium Customs. There's like a channel where I was telling Shannon, it's like this dude and his son, and they just spent $800 for a couple mystery boxes, very much like Starfall Saber. They're sort of like. Did you see that video, Zach?
Yeah, Finding the Force.
Yeah, I mean those hilts that those two got were amazing, but like
I saw that too. Yeah, those
an
are nice.
$800 hilt for like a little kid. It just seems like, damn, you know. But like they're very much like Starfall, and it's just like it gets to a price point that like I have to have it. Like unless it's like, you know, like Zach, when you get like a hilt and you get it empty, smart, send it to this person, install, or you get the customization, then you get install, and then what you get back, it's kind of streamlined, and you've spent like $800, but what you get back is like in the ultimate bougie saber that you're just it's gonna be an heirloom that you're gonna have the rest of your life.
Quality over quantity. You could do the whole, massive Ultra Sabers haul and spend that much money and you get a bunch of crap, or you could, get like a really nice saber that's going to last.
It's sad. You still see people doing those $1,200 mystery boxes, and it's like, dude,
I don't not risk that shit.
No.
Dude, I'm telling you, this one I got here, this amazing Obi-Wan crystal Brophy, all the bells and whistles, is less than that. You know, so it's like, why? Why would you do that? Why? Would
you have all these like plain generic hilts. And here's the thing: these people, they want what you've got, Zach. They want it to do that stuff. So they think if I get 10 sabers, that maybe one of these will give me what I want. But the answer is none of them will give you anything remotely close to what you want.
No.
Just forget the quantity, go for the quality, and you're going to get what you need just in that one saber. And here's the thing. You get into it, you get excited, but like I think it was Shannon was saying this. After a week or two, you're done with the saber.
You're just done with it. Yep.
Exactly. So why spend all that money for a bunch of hilts that aren't going to give you anything close to what you want?
I had to learn that
one
lesson.
good hilt that gets you what you want.
Yeah, I had to learn that lesson because early on I had all those Ultra Sabers hilts, and I'd be like, oh, it's amazing. And then after a month, I'd be like, I don't even really like it. You know what I mean? So I'd sell it,
Yeah.
go buy another Ultra Saber because I'm thinking that's the only
Yeah.
way to go. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no. So now my predicament is I'm gonna be like Scott. Like I'm like I can't sell any of these because I love them too much. Like I'm
You
like,
look
I-
at
like, and then I'll be like, you know what? I don't think I want that one anymore. And then I'll charge it up and swing it. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna get rid of it. I'm not gonna get rid of it. So I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That's a good
You
problem.
know-
to have, too,
yeah.
though.
You know, I
Zach, you're-
probably would have had like 15 Ultra Sabers if I hadn't found the Saber Trio when I did. Because, I mean, this was before NeoPixel was like even a thing. There was only like one person doing string blades at that time. It was Makoto. And they were like $1,500. But, you know, because I came across Saber Trio and I was like, so hold on. I can get everything that I want from what I get for Ultra Sabers for just a little bit more money. Only I get all these colors. I get a recharge because I was getting the light sample with the AAA batteries, a recharge port with a lithium ion battery, and a chassis. So, like, you know, because we bang them, it's going to help protect the internals. So I was like, okay, so I bought one. So if I hadn't done that, I'd probably have 10 Ultra Sabers.
Could you remember how much they charge for a recharge port? It's like $100 extra on top of it, dude.
Dude,
That
everything,
shit
everything is that. Well, look,
was
Not
not.
only that, they have like three
You don't
different-
even get an LED retention screw. I mean, that
Right.
thing just jingle. It's like the jingle bells. When you,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
this hilt right here. This is a Tricree Red
Is it a Sentinel? Sentinel?
Dark Apprentice.
Hmm.
This right here. This cost me like $260.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I got Windows. That was extra, and then I got this fancy button here instead of the little cheap one. That was extra, and then I got Tricree Red, which was also extra. So yeah, it was like $260,
That is
And I-
sickening. bro.
and I thought I was getting a deal. So and now I've got this. I got this for $255.
I was just gonna say you could get a full trophy from LGT.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Bro.
So, lessons learned. In this
Yo,
area.
God, yes, dude.
Man, that's
Wow.
crazy.
I mean, there's something to be said. As far as I'm concerned, like Ultra Sabers isn't complete trash.
I like a lot of their heels.
Okay,
It's just
I'll
that-
say this:
hilt.
there's nothing wrong with the hilts and what but it's the
Right,
price
it's just-
point doesn't match the value of what you get. That's all.
That's
Plus
the
it-
problem.
If
Plus,
the price
that's
was
the
down,
guts.
I'd be all about Ultra Sabers.
I mean, this
Yeah.
thing for
Oh,
a Stun
a lot
Saber is
down.
absolutely brilliant. But I had to buy a General Miss Malice chassis to throw in here, so like my shit isn't flopping around. But
I mean, how can you justify a stunt saber like that? Like, and no offense, but like that for over $100? Like, I'm just like, I don't
And
know.
I've installed the Stunt Saber
when you
before.
have
That
to
is
upgrade it
fucking
just to make
easy.
it like
There's nothing in there
that
that
already.
charging that much. It's not.
I don't know. I'm just talking from
This-
like a pure
this looks
design
well built,
aesthetic
doesn't it?
standpoint. The hilt itself is fine.
Oh yeah,
It's
like
just
I
everything inside it is a shit show.
I
Why
Yeah,
can't
really
we get
Turtle
that
Helm.
squared
Now
away?
you can spend $500 and get a NeoPixel Saber with smooth swing loaded with fonts. That's crazy.
I paid
Right.
$500 for that. I mean, I bought this second hand, but I got this, and it's Crystal Chamber, NeoPixel.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Oh,
one would
man,
you
that's
get?
nice. That's nice.
The Rayflex, dude.
That's nice.
I mean, and it's. I had the volume turned way down on this, but I had to turn the volume like really. It was loud, bro. I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm surprised.
And it's still loud.
Watch, let me I'll show you guys this real quick, and then I got to get going. Mama's gonna kill me if I don't bounce out. I was showing them this last night, but the blade profiles that you can edit on the Saber itself.
You have no idea what you've unleashed here today.
I didn't even have to do that on the computer. I just did it from the hilt itself. Like it's just all right there. Crazy. They have the gesture controls now. Blade editors in the hilt. Like it's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's amazing how much the Saber tech has advanced, and now it's like something like Ultra Sabers, like that doesn't fly anymore. That's not okay to charge that much for dinosaur technology. When you can get NeoPixel, and that's the other thing. A lot of people are DIYing now, and they're finding that. And this is when I learned not to spend so much money for a certain Saber, because when I learned how much it actually costs to build this stuff, it's not that much. Where the upcharge can be is the fact that, one, it is very tedious, and like the Joker says, when you're good at something, never do it for free. So
Sure.
you want to charge, because right now, like if I'm going to install something, you're paying for the fact that I have knowledge that maybe you don't possess, or I'm doing something that you're not willing to do yourself. So
Right.
you want to pay for that. But at the same time, when you look at the value, like a NeoPixel connector, which, by the way, NeoPixel is actually easier to install than in base hilt, in my opinion, because
I've heard that before.
you don't have to use resistors when you do NeoPixel.
Yeah.
It's like the little tiny, little ones that you put on there on the board. It's a little tedious, but other than that, you're not calculating stuff. It's real easy and it's real nice. So
Yeah.
for me, I prefer to do a NeoPixel over baselit. It's just easier. But when you see how much like the parts cost and then how quickly you can do it, like I can knock out a Saber and install it probably in 2 days, and have it ready and good to go. The wait is if there's a lot in the queue or that quality control. You don't want to sell or give away a Saber until you are absolutely 100% sure that there's going to be no defects and no problems with it. And every
Right.
time I watch Jeremy, like his installs are next level shit, man. Like I see him install something, I'm like, man, that looks good. And I felt like, okay, I'm getting pretty good at this. I see his installs, I'm like, fuck, man, I need to go back to the drawing board, because Jeremy, yeah, man,
It's another animal, man. That man is crazy. It's wild. Well, gentlemen, I better head out. Mama is about to kill me, so I better go.
Back, man. I appreciate you stopping by, my brother.
Thank you. I appreciate the info. Oh no, there he is. I was like,
Don't
no.
go,
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I was like, oh, I was like, don't leave it. I was saying goodbye now.
Yeah, no. So I should be back, quote unquote. Thank you, by the way, but I should be back to uploading here in about 2.5 weeks. So we'll probably get the streams going again too. So I would love to have all of you guys on. I know, Emery, for you it's a little bit more challenging because of the time difference, but I would maybe an early afternoon stream like this again would be fantastic. Would love to have you guys on there. So
If it's a weekend, I can swing it. I mean, I can stay up late. It's no big deal. I'm having fun. And as long as I got this, that's my, I'm good to go.
I hear you. But
Yeah.
well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys very much, man. And I'll be in contact. So we'll see you guys soon.
All right,
Good
thanks,
seeing
Zach.
you.
See you, brother.
Night, Zach.
All right, guys.
Take care,
bro.
brother.
It's not
That
a
was
proper
cool having
stream
you.
without Darth Ravens and Nerdness in the house, brothers.
He just seems to show up in every single one, regardless, unless it's a Forza stream.
This is my first stream. A toast to my first
Huh?
stream. I've been watching all this
What?
stuff, and I'm like, I felt like out of touch from the community because I've never been in any of these before.
Yeah, they're super fun, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they were
But,
super fun.
I'm glad it's with you two.
Oh,
I'm glad it's with you two. When we were talking about all this, I was like, yeah, like who would I want to stream with? And I was like, Paradigm is definitely one. And then he was like, yeah, Forge Malone. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, he's a good dude. I'd love to stream with him. And another one is Darth Rage. I would be interested in streaming with him as well.
Let's get Jedi Phoenix in on this. So you want to join?
I don't know. Is he still in the? Oh yeah, he's still in the chat. Hold on. I'm gonna
Because
have to.
Tim's gone.
I'm gonna have to access my.
No offense to anybody else. I just
Instagram.
don't know you as well.
Let's see.
It is a bright and brisk 3:30 a.m. here.
Really?
Yeah.
How late do you get to sleep? As late as you want, right?
It's Sunday, so
Fuck it.
I'm good.
I'm having a really good time. This is probably the best live stream I participated in. Actually,
And it's been 90% Star Wars and sabers, so this is good.
we have touched upon some really, really important topics for us.
Let's see.
I love watching. I love watching Shannon like work the screens because he's like Data. He's just kind of like ticking and everything and
Yeah, this
processing.
will take me 4 minutes, 8 seconds, and 23 milliseconds.
Speaking
Hey,
of Data working the
shut
screen, what was that
shut up,
game that he was
Data.
playing where they had the things on their fingers and he was playing that ugly guy? Stratagema. What, right? Was it Stratagema?
Stratagema, yeah.
Yeah, you're over there playing Stratagema right now. Just trying to get a stalemate.
I busted him up. Yeah,
Oh man, I busted him up.
yeah. Dude, I've watched so much Star Trek. I could quote. I'll just keep going.
Hey,
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna get it except you two guys.
Let's play a game. Let's see how many of our whoever's watching this shit, how many of them we can get rid of just by like talking about Star Trek for like half hour straight. Bye. Because the
Yeah.
three of us,
John, if you want to, brother, I sent you the link. So pop in.
the three of us are total Star Trek nerds. We all know this, right?
I know it. I mean, I've got almost more Star Trek shit than I've got Star Wars.
Shannon, you and I talked like Star Trek for like 4 hours on one Saturday. I mean, damn.
I know, and not even on a stream either. Just
No,
like
it was just like that's the
Turkey.
thing.
Turkey.
I want that. Give me.
And it does the door too.
Oh shit!
That's it's like all hands, all
There it is.
hands. This is battle stations.
And I can do. Wait, this side. There it is.
Oh,
Battle
oh
station.
man!
All hands. Report to battle stations.
That's right.
Think I better pray off the port bow there, Admiral.
Oh man, I love that thing. Every time I walk into my office, I hear that door go off. That's cool.
Oh no! Look, you know what you need to get next?
the Gorn. You have trespassed on our territory.
I think Shannon and I were talking about favorite Star Trek episodes, and like the Doomsday Machine came up, and then I brought up like Tholian Web, and then like maybe we went to Balance of Terror.
Mirror, mirror is one of my favorites.
Mirror,
I
mirror.
order you. Let me go.
Mirror Mirror's the greatest
all
because
of the mirrors from like every one of the
Mirror Mirror gave us the
episode
Agonizer.
series.
We need the Agonizer in America.
Oh god!
Your agonizer.
Your Agonizer, please. No, Mr. Spock. No, Mr. Spock. We need that.
Dude, one of my favorite Mirror episode or Mirror Universe episodes is the one from Enterprise. Like when they find,
Shit.
dude, that's a
Emperor
good one.
Sato.
Yeah, Emperor Sato. Yeah, and
And,
T'Pol with long hair and
Actually,
showing the midriff.
Paul.
Didn't all the series do a mirror, mirror? I know Deep Space Nine did a few.
Generation, the next generation didn't.
Didn't. Did Voyager do one?
Just Enterprise.
No.
It was Enterprise and Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine did.
Yeah. Deep Space Nine actually had a couple episodes in the Mirror Universe.
Yeah, which were all good. I like them.
T'Pol with the midriff showing.
And the long hair. Woo! Yeah,
Oh man,
she was a firecracker for a
She was
Vulcan.
a fox.
yeah. Star Trek had some babes. I mean, 7 of 9 and T'Pol.
7 of 9.
I mean, I like Dr. Beverly Crusher because I'm a fan of redheads, but you know.
Here we go.
I actually met
All-time-
Indiana Troy.
My all-time favorite hottie was Kalar.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Worf's old lady.
That was Worf's lady, yeah.
Yeah, Worf's old lady. Yeah.
Kalar was so great.
Look.
I was so sad when she died.
You didn't see that?
Okay.
Darth Glenn, I actually met Marina Sirtis at a convention. If you listen to her talk in her accent, her native accent, she will just melt you to the ground.
Dude, I did not know that she wore contacts.
So hot, just so beautiful.
Did you notice that? She wore contacts in the show.
No,
Did you notice that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like look, if you look at her,
I
like,
wasn't looking. Okay.
well, she's got like brown eyes, but like in the show, like her pupils are fucking huge. Like they're just one big pupil. Like I didn't notice that. I never noticed that until like I saw her in real life, and I was like,
Anyway, I got to say hello to her and get her sign an autograph, and she was British at me, and that kept me going for like 2 weeks.
Do you know Akhtar El Melota? Melota!
She's actually in a Doctor Who spinoff featuring Martha Jones now. Apparently, no one knows what I'm talking about, but she's still working.
I'm just singing Melota. That's all.
yeah, well, at least you're not using the.
What the hell was the thing that she was just Marina Sirtis was just in a thing where she was a character, and it was in Titans. She was in Titans. No one watches Titans here, but
who
does
has
anybody
the
watch
doggy?
Titans?
Attack on Titans, or are you talking about the DC show?
No,
Is that
Titans.
you-
Like
is that
DC
you with the
Titans
dog?
on HBO Max? Huh? I'm gonna
Someone
drop
has a
it.
dog barking?
Yeah, I'm a cat person.
Yeah, me too.
You met Amelia Clark and Mickey D's?
That's my dog bark.
Dude, seriously, that's awesome.
I was like, damn, that's cool.
She just seems like the one girl that the woman you meet, there'd be no pretenses, you could just immediately fall in love with her.
Yeah, I'm T and G all the way too, Darth Rage. That's I like TOS like that. The original series is yes, but if I had to pick one to watch, it would be The Next Generation.
You know
And
what?
honestly, I like Deep Space Nine, but only
you know a person.
once they got the Defiant, then I was like, okay, I can kind of get into. And they started fighting
Yeah,
the Dominion. Then
Yeah,
I
those
could get
start-
into Deep Space Nine.
Yeah,
Darth Rage is back.
it gets really good when it gets really good when they get to Defiant. But I think my favorite series might be Voyager.
Oh, you think you know a person?
I know it's weird. Look, but let me tell you why. It's because of this the story.
The hell?
They're stuck in the Delta Quadrant. No backup. The captain has to bend rules and shit that she probably wouldn't really bend if she was
Yeah,
in-
7 of 9.
You know.
7 of 9
Yeah,
was hot.
yeah,
I
you
guess.
got 7 of 9. You got the holographic doctor. It's a good series.
Nah, it's okay. The ship was pretty. Whatever.
I'm sorry.
The Inner Light, Darth Rage. That was the name of that episode.
Chakotay was totally like if you like every cast member on that show was like pissed off about life in general. They all wanted to die. Once like freaking Kate Mulgrew hated Jerry Ryan, and
Yeah, they wanted her gone.
you're just wrong.
But they kept her
Ladies and
because she
gentlemen.
boosts the ratings. They had to have her.
Sup,
It's 'cause
dude?
they got rid of Cass. Like they got rid of Cass. She was a hot chick.
Oh
so they had to
no,
replace her with
no,
a hot chick.
Cass. I could do without Cass.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really care for her character, but she was a good-looking girl to look at. You know.
Okay, can you guys see me? Can you hear me?
I can
I
see
can.
you. I can hear you.
All right, Paladin, you hear me?
You know,
Uh-oh.
why can't
You-
I
you
ever
gotta
see or
save
hear
us.
people
What-
that join in?
What's your favorite Star Trek series? Save us. These guys are wrong.
Well, I kind of lean toward Next Generation.
It's not that.
Ah, fuck me. No.
What did he say? I can't hear or see him.
I'm just messing with you because I'm having
He
fun.
said the next generation.
Yeah, there we go. That's two. That's two.
Ah,
to
you
Star
didn't even
Shooter.
hear.
That's
You can't-
two to
you can't
Star
hear me?
Shooter.
No, we can hear you.
I know you guys can, but he can't,
I'm
right?
just
They,
loud.
they can. I can't hear you. So or
Okay,
see
give
you. I
me
don't know
one
why.
minute. Let me get
Maybe
out
this
and
is
then
a
try
European thing, I
back
don't
in.
know.
Hold on.
Yeah, but I say that's what Zach did, and it seemed to work.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Give me 1 minute.
Damn, Belgium boy's been like ruining the entire proceedings tonight. What's up? It's that U.S. Army internet, right?
Hey, I'm not on the base. I have a house.
Maybe if you were on the base, what the hell? Oh God.
Okay, then now let's see if this will work.
Okay, how about now?
Okay, he's still swirling.
He's swirling. He's uploading.
The rest of us can see you and hear you. It's just
Yeah, I'm not important. This is why I haven't been part of live streams apparently because I just
Still no? Oh, wow.
That's weird, man. No,
Yeah,
I think
it
it's
is.
because you're on the other side of the world. It's just some sort
Yeah,
of
you
latency.
know
somewhere.
possibly.
You two hear me, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can.
Well,
Yes.
and I plugged in I got my internet cord going because I didn't know because if I was hosting if it would make a difference because I was on Wi-Fi at first and when Zach couldn't hear.
maybe I should get a pen and paper for Paladin there.
Yeah, a dry erase board.
Yeah, right. Something like that. Well, this
So you've established that you're a next gen fan. Favorite next gen episode? Mine. Yesterday's Enterprise.
that's
a
a
good
good
one.
one. Yeah.
Enterprise C.
Yeah,
The only time we see Enterprise C.
You get
Ambassador
to see
class.
Denise Crosby. She comes back as Lieutenant Natasha Yar, and they create an alternate timeline, and it has effects on all kinds of shit.
And that's what makes gets us into one of my favorite episodes. Was it Commander Sela? Was
Sela.
her?
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also
Yeah.
played by
Yar's-
Susie
Yar's daughter.
Plattman, who is Kalar.
I mean,
Yeah.
best of both worlds is a good standby. Unification with Spock is another one.
yeah, that's a good one.
I like Relics with Scotty when
Scotty?
he shows up.
Anything with Scotty in it.
I mean, I love the original series movies. I love those over. I mean, First Contact was all right, but if you're talking original versus next gen for the movies, I gotta go with the original series. But for the TV shows themselves, I lean toward Next Generation. So
Yeah, I'm with you that on the movies. My favorite because you got The Wrath of Khan and Undiscovered Country. Those are the two best movies out of the whole.
oh
thing,
yes,
out of
absolutely.
all of them, in my opinion.
So this was unexpected. Thank you for the invite.
No problem, brother. We're just trucking along here.
Oh yeah.
Is Paladin froze?
No, he's not. He's just
Gray.
So
What's your favorite? What's your favorite Star Trek movie?
favorite Star Trek movie. Now is this across original series
Any of
and
them. Yeah, all
any
of
of
them.
them?
Yeah.
That's tough, man.
you
That's
thought I was
JJ.
bluffing about writing. Hold on.
That's really tough. But I will probably have to say Star Trek 6: The Undiscovered Country. That's probably my number one. Number two would be Star Trek 4: The Voyage Home, and then number three would be First Contact.
No Wrath of Khan?
You know, it's good, but for me, it was always overrated. I know he's popping a blood vessel up there right now, but I like Wrath of Khan, but it's not one of my tops.
Shannon, zoom me in.
Okay, hold on. Khan! Hello, Great Paladin.
I will admit, Star Trek 3.
Yeah, the remakes were good too. I agree, Rage. I was really sad they didn't make a fourth one, but all the rights and the actors and stuff. That was
They may be making a fourth one.
They got to recast.
Yeah, after JJ and the rights between the issue between CBS and whoever owns. Yeah, CBS owns Star Trek, and then it's all messed up, and so they pretty much said that franchise is done, which is really sad.
I don't know. I saw something where Chris Pine was going to be playing Kirk again, not too long ago. I don't know how true it is. But.
Yeah, Rage, I did hear that. Tarantino does want to do a Trek
Tarantino
movie.
wants to do
I heard that, but I don't.
Star Trek.
So I'd like to say that my favorite Star Trek was Star Trek 5. And
The Undiscovered Country. No, that's what was
Final
that?
Frontier.
Final Frontier. That's right.
Yes.
It had some moments.
No,
I didn't dislike 5.
No, I didn't. then I liked the motion picture.
Hey, I'll watch 5. Well, yeah, see, the motion picture was so out there. It was so separate from.
I don't
everything
need your attitude. And then
If you
after
want to
that,
watch the motion picture, you need to watch the director's cut. It's got all the stuff they cut out of it and the updated version. We've got some CGI in there.
But we pretty much always say that all of the odd numbers are not good and the even numbers are good. 2, 4, 6, great.
well,
1, 3, 5,
three was In Search of Spock. That's a good one.
Yeah, 3 was all right.
Yeah, I like.
Three is
three.
excellent.
Morts Toichu.
Love Chris
Joy, Joe,
Love
Master
Chris
Joy,
Klingon.
Joe.
He was so good.
I have had enough.
Enough of you.
You
got
said
freaking.
you
You've
said
got
you would kill me.
Emmett Brown in an episode.
You said you would kill me.
Yeah.
I lied.
I lied. Yeah,
The
exactly.
music, though, is what makes it for me. James Horner. his
Really,
music was
really,
so
the
great.
only original series movie that just was weak was 5.
5. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
But-
5 is the only
but-
one that they didn't use Industrial Light and Magic to do the effects.
That
the
makes
only
sense.
Not only that, but Part
That's why it was
5 came
wonky.
out. Part 5 came out in the same summer as Batman,
And Spock had a
License to
brother.
Kill, all those. It was like all. it
But
was
I
like
thought the
big
whole
summer
story with
movies.
V'ger and the motion picture was pretty lame too. And
It
just
was.
didn't-
Yeah, a little bit.
Right.
V'ger.
But in one of these video games I got, Star Trek Legacy, V'ger is actually the beginning of the Borg.
Yes.
Something like that.
William Shatner wrote a book called The Return. That actually links
They have
V'ger to
engaged
the Borg.
I've read that book.
And one of the Borg tries to assimilate Spock, but they stop.
Which, by the
because
way,
he
I mean,
already
with
did a mind
Voyager,
meld with V'ger.
that was pretty cool. That Janeway and the Voyager were the ones that kind of really eradicated or finished off the Borg or eliminated that threat, to the Federation.
Yeah,
which was kinda cool.
that's one of the reasons it's one of my favorite series is because of a lot of those episodes.
So there was one redeeming scene in Star Trek
Right.
at the end of the movie.
Roll. It's a song. You
Oh, right.
blooded Vulcan.
Bourbon and beans, explosive combination.
But other than that, Spock never had a brother. Fuck that noise.
Yeah, and a sister.
Sister.
Yeah, Discovery. You watch Discovery?
It's a song, you great blood.
Discovery.
Yeah, you
Nah,
watch
I
Discovery.
don't waste time on garbage.
Hey, actually, I
You gotta
I
watch it all, man.
Yeah, you gotta watch it all. It got good. It got much better. The first half
Really?
of the first season was garbage, but season 2 and 3 I thought it took us somewhere.
Yeah, I'm really interested
Okay.
in where they go from here. on that. But I'm really hyped for Strange New Worlds with Captain Pike. Like, I think that's going to be a good series.
I think you and I were discussing that Enterprise is really, really nice. The design of that ship, other than like the refit Enterprise from the the refit Enterprise.
TMP.
Yeah.
That was yeah.
I think that's probably my favorite version of the Enterprise. I never got into the J.J. Abrams version.
Yeah.
That one looks really good. I think that Enterprise looks pretty sweet.
Which one?
The new J.J. Abrams. I thought that one was nice. The refit's really sweet, and I like
I didn't
The
like
interior of that ship made no sense whatsoever. It was
I
like
don't like
18
the JJ from the second movie where it's skinny. You like that one? Or
What's that?
the
I
first-
like from the first movie he did. The first movie he did.
the
yeah.
first one looked okay.
Yeah.
Paradigm, you don't like any of them, not even the one at the end.
the
Of the
thing
last
is,
movie?
it's like I don't know. It just seemed like kind of a caricature of the Enterprise. As far as the interior goes, I mean, there was a God, I can't remember what it was, like some science project, like a kind of like a Hadron Collider kind of science facility somewhere where I guess J.J. Abrams had done some screenshots for it, and he thought that would be a really good set, so they made a part of a set of the interior of the Enterprise. And I always felt like the interior of the Enterprise was so voluminous compared to like the exterior, and I was like, what is this, a TARDIS? I mean,
Too many lens flares.
it didn't have enough superstructure
Yeah, I
to
know
like
what it was.
maintain a ship that's weathering the stresses of going, like as close. No, okay. Now, a starship does not go faster than the speed of light. It goes as close to the speed of light as it can, and then exponentially increases it while remaining. Because the only thing that can go the speed of light is a photon. Are we agreed? So, like, the stresses on the interior of a ship trying to go almost the speed of light. I mean, you've got to have some superstructure in there. It just can't be open space and a bunch of tubes with water in it. It just can't. You've got to put some thought into it. Like, at least, like, freaking, like, Gene Roddenberry put some thought into it. Like, the directors of all the original series put some thought into it. That ship was just sort of like hey, if Harry Potter could design a starship, this is what it would be. Discuss.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well,
I'm not a fan of the brewery.
Well, let's be real here. We didn't really see a lot of the original Enterprise. And when we saw it, I mean, it's pretty much like the same kind of hallways over and over again. So we don't really know what the original series Enterprise looked like as far as
you saw engineering. What engineering?
Which was like basically the size of my Saber studio almost, So it's like, I mean,
if you've ever seen an Elcar from Trek Yards, like they show the Elcar, like the interior of the ship. Like, there is no huge ass room except for like the shuttle bay and like the holodeck and a little bit of engineering. All the rest of it is decks. Like it's a 7 foot.
Yeah. And engineering looks like a very confined space. You've got the warp core going up through a chassis. Everything's just like structured and like kind of contained, like space comes at a premium. And
but we have to understand too that this is a later time with more advanced technology that we don't quite understand now. They may have figured out those structural and integrity differences and things like that. And then you look at like the Next Generation, where they have advanced even more than what we've seen in the original series. Like right now, I know like at the University of Michigan, they have just developed an engine that is capable of reaching what we might consider warp speed. But the big issue is they can't attach to anything because, of course, when they travel that fast, it would blow the structure of the ship apart. And that's what they're trying to figure out. But when we look at the time period that Star Trek is in, maybe they figure that out. Kind of like Star Trek 4, transparent aluminum. Like maybe they figured out maybe they figured something out where they found a way to keep that structural integrity while it's flying at a massive speed. So I mean, who knows? I like the design of
computer.
Just use the keyboard.
Just use the keyboard.
Yeah, and then Hunt and Pepper.
I like
How
the
quaint.
design of the new J.J. Abrams Enterprise. And what's interesting to me is when I see like you said, the brewery, like these water tanks in there, like you get that whole futuristic clear screen touch stuff, but at the same time you still feel that kind of ancient industrial rustic kind of, we still need these pumps and gears to keep this thing moving.
I was not a believer of that. Like I was just like, why is there a brewery in the engine room or wherever the hell it is? Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of that, and also wasn't a big fan of the Apple Store bridge. I mean, it did look good in places, but I would have liked it to have been. I would have liked it to have been a little bit less techy. Just a little bit.
I would agree. I agree with that. What's funny is like they're like touching like these clear screens, but you have to go into like warp. You still have to move this lever.
Right? Yeah.
Why can't you just push a button then? Like
it was so bright.
Wasn't that in the original series though? They had a lever for the throttle, I guess, for warp. I don't know.
Let's punch it.
Yeah, the original series, in the first couple movies, that lever.
The first movie had
But just make sure you don't forget to disengage the external inertial dampeners.
Yeah, the parking brake.
Ready, sir? Punch it.
Let's punch it.
I don't know. My favorite
Sulu's, incompetence saved their lives.
Need your paper, John.
What? Sulu?
Yeah, because if he had warped when they said, they would have gotten blown up by Nero with the rest of the fleet. But his incompetence delayed them, so by the time they got there, they had a chance to read the call sign. Yeah,
that is true.
You're talking about the Kelvin universe Sulu, not the real Sulu. All right,
correct.
The real Sulu who was in command of the Starship Excelsior, who was basically helped out the Enterprise in the Kinnemer incident. It was probably one of the best captains.
Yeah, it's a big ship, but not quite as big as the captain.
Come on.
Later, Blues, bro.
Fire apart.
Right, Elvis.
Yeah, fire apart them. Yeah, that's another reason why. That's another reason why I like Star Trek 6, because we actually got to see the Excelsior in action. Star Trek 4, Star Trek 3, it was sabotaged. Star Trek Generations, it was pretty much just blown up by the Nexus. So Star Trek 6, we actually got to see Excelsior in action.
I love the line when the officer's like, should we notify the Federation or whatever?
Have you heard problem, mister?
Are you kidding?
Mister?
Look, Dark Blitz says transparent aluminum is a real thing now.
Plexiglass.
You could have invented the thing. Use the keyboard. A keyboard. How quaint. Tick, 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 tick.
And then you have Generations, which the bird of prey blows up, and it's the exact same footage.
Yeah, they always say they say cell phones, or we can thank Star Trek for cell phones and iPads, all that stuff too. With
the iPad for sure, and those flip phones.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think even made the Bluetooth earpieces.
Yeah.
Now all we need is a photon torpedo.
I never want to admit that.
Ships already have lasers, so.
The first time you saw the Klingon bird of prey in Star Trek 3, when it decloaked over that little freighter, and how huge it looked and how just
Oh, that was
imposing that
fantastic.
thing looked. And I've been in love with that design ever since. Unfortunately, like Next Generation tended to use it a little bit too much to represent
Truly,
everything.
she
like-
can't fire while cloaked.
yeah. And well, she was awesome, and that ship was awesome. And
Cry havoc and release the dogs of
and
war.
let's slip the dogs of war.
That's it.
Ah,
That's it.
it's a bummer. Brings me
Oh,
back
General
to
Chang.
We need
Yeah.
breathing room. Earth, Hitler, 1938.
yeah, best line.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah. Oh man, now I gotta watch Star Trek 6 here. Oh my goodness. Such a good
It's
movie.
like note to the whatever.
Note to the galley, ramen ale will no longer be served.
no longer to be served.
Diplomatic functions.
No, the one I love is when Kirk's like, you know anything about a neutron surge? And Chekhov's like, just the size of
Oh,
my
what a good
head.
movie.
Yeah.
That movie was so good. I loved it. And the best scene in that was when Spock was mind melding with what's her ass there.
Polaris.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, and the both of them were just, and Kim Cattrall was just, it was kind of like you could tell that Spock was reaching into her mind and slowly, really, he was just like starting to tear into her just to get what he needed, the facts he needed.
Like Kylo Ren type stuff.
That was
What am I
some
doing?
phenomenally acting.
Yeah,
It was
for kill
a
you.
well done scene. Really was. It was. You could feel the pain in it, and between Leonard Nimoy and Kim Cattrall,
Yeah.
they just nailed that shit. And
And
I
me-
imagine it probably took them at
Lie.
least 15 scenes to get that shit right.
And leading up to that, when Spock smacks the blaster out of her hand, or the phaser, excuse me,
Yeah,
But,
he's just like, I'm pissed, but like I'm
he
also
looks
so
it
much
too.
pissed.
I mean, Leonard Nimoy is just so good in that.
Leonard Nimoy, he just like Spock was just so well represented in that movie. As far as I'm concerned, he was human, but he was Vulcan. He knew who he was. And
Let's
Nimoy killed
talk about Star Trek Beyond, because that was when Leonard Nimoy passed, and when like it was, to me, it was an emotional moment when the new Spock had turned on the picture from Star Trek 6 of the bridge crew of the original cast, and I was like, oh man, like that. I definitely had the feels there.
Zachary
when you look at-
Quinto did a really exceptional job as Spock, and that tribute that they did to him after he passed, that was special,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
They had to
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah. Me and my dad, like my dad got me into Star Trek, and we went and saw that movie together. And like, it was like opening night. I got this poster. If I didn't remember, I'd show you. But like that, yeah, that's the whole reason I'm a Star Trek fan is because of my dad. He was a big Trekkie when he was younger. So
It's a great show. And the best thing about it is the difference between Star Trek and Star Wars is Star Trek actually uses real science. and they fact check most of the stuff that they say, in their lines. Whereas
yeah,
Star
what do they
Wars,
say?
See, what's the Star Trek is science, is
Fiction.
science fact, science fiction,
But science fiction,
and then Star Wars is science fantasy.
it's space opera.
Yeah, space opera's right.
I don't know. Like the thing is like if you think about it, Star Trek is sort of it's sort of a predictive future of the potential of mankind, which is sort of a thing that we've lost, and I really feel saddened by that, because when I was growing up, for me, Star Trek was always the goal.
Yes.
And just
Yeah.
the shit show that our world has been throughout my entire life has just proven to me one thing. If we're to get there, I don't see it. I don't. Maybe there's meant to be eugenics war or whatever it is that's clouding that. Whereas Star Wars, galaxy far, far away, it's a separate universe altogether in and of itself. Star Trek was always meant to be kind of like, I mean, it started as Wagon Train to the Stars, whatever. but then it became something so much more, kind of a vision. This is what it could be like if humanity learns how to get together and cooperate and put aside our differences. Have we seen any of that?
Star
past
Trek
10 years.
is dressing for the job you want. And I look at it and I feel like this is a potential future where we should strive towards being. And you think about how it was released. Like, this is what I love about the original series. You had an Asian, you had a Russian in the late 60s. Like, keep in mind, the Red Scare was very much alive then.
Yeah.
You had an African American female, which
First
of course
interracial kiss.
this is the first interracial kiss ever in the United States was on Star Trek. This is all stuff that we have not seen, and they pushed society to advance and better itself.
Everybody worked together harmoniously.
Going you one
then-
further, the original pilot, if you remember, had
And also the
a
fact
female-
that, George Takei was a homosexual. And when that came out, it's like, oh, we were exposed to so much in a time period where nothing was really accepted yet. And I feel like that really helped push society forward.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, John?
the original pilot with Jeffrey Hunter as the captain. It was a female as the first officer.
Yeah, that's a big
Yeah,
step.
number
Come
one.
on.
Yeah.
And she was, not like a demure, scantily clad.
No, not at all.
She was like Michelle Barrett nailed the character. She was the first. She was obviously in charge of, shit. And she was on equal terms. That was
We're
exceptional.
talking about Nurse Chapel.
Yeah. No, we're talking about what her character on
The pilot.
we're talking about the pilot when she was number one.
Oh, she was the first officer. Yeah,
She was the first officer. When she was when she was Nurse Chapel, it was a little bit more traditional female roles, and everybody started wearing skirts and shit. But for that original, and that was obviously a decision made by producers to like cutie up the series, which is unfortunate because in the original pilot, everybody was dressed the same, everybody was on equal terms, and
women didn't have the booty skirts on.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
And
Let's point this out.
Very, very
the
progressive.
first season of The Next Generation, some men were wearing that same booty skirt. Remember?
and that makes sense because that proves that it was like a choice that crew
Yeah.
members made about what they wanted to wear. They could cross. The 23rd century or 24th, whatever, equivalent of cross-dressing, if you were. But they didn't see it that way. It was just sort of like, you get to choose what you want to be and how you want to represent yourself. And it's just
Right.
like, in our world right now does not allow for that. There's just too many tropes, too many interpretations of what life is supposed to be,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And we have to get past all of that. And Star Trek was one of the things that showed us the potential way to get there. But we've seen like the world is sort of hell bent on just not progressing, and
Yeah.
it's unfortunate.
It's like
I think we're at like a crossroads, a tipping point in human history right now, where we're going to see like the eugenics war, and if we can come out on the other side of climate change and all the various and sundry things that are going on in our world, just the sheer level of problems that we're dealing with, if we could come out on the other side, maybe we'll finally learn how to be a better species and survive. But right now, I don't know.
And here lately we've been seeing, more reports and releasing of like extraterrestrial activity and things like that. And I was talking with a friend, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, if we had an interstellar conflict, the Earth would be screwed because we can't even talk to each other, let alone work together against a threat across the entire planet. you know, and that's something that really makes me nervous. And
Yeah, you'd have governors of like states going like, "Yeah, we're not going to send anybody to fight the aliens because like you shouldn't have to like go and fight against the. It's like your freedoms, liberty, you know." And it's just like, fuck me.
to
Like,
my new empire.
if World War II were to happen now, we'd be so fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, think about like everything that. I mean, and it wasn't all, you know, I have no illusions it was all hunky dory. There's people that didn't want to go to war. There's people that didn't want to go to war. There was, I mean, people wanted to, you know, be isolationists. And there was, you know, it was the socio-political tapestry of America was very much the same. But, you know, when Roosevelt, after Pearl Harbor, delivered his speech, and he delivered the speech that he felt what needed to be delivered.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941. A day that will live in infamy. Yep.
The Empire of Japan has done this, that, and the other thing, and he delivered that address to Congress. And America, for the most part, was like, all right, we're on the same page. Do we have the capacity for that these days? We can't even fucking fight COVID-19 without people like, you know, I mean, I don't want to get, like, people are entitled to their beliefs and their rituals.
The last time America really rallied up like that was after 9/11, when Bush made his speech, and the entire country was like, yes, we're in this together. But that was very short-lived.
But still, it was just like a bunch of other people that went off and did the fighting for the most part.
Yeah.
And then there was like a lot of people that just sort of were like, you know, let's stay here and like, you know, make flags and stuff. But I mean, I don't know. It's like, you know, the sacrifices that need to be made. You know, like in World War II, you know, people collecting materials and not doing this and giving up.
Everything went towards the war effort. I mean,
everything went towards the war effort. And
now everything's privatized and government contracts, and people are still poor because they're not working.
Not going to put on a mask because I am not giving up any. I'm not going to sacrifice anything, give up any liberties or.
Well, I can say this: being in Europe and hearing Europeans' views and thoughts about America and Americans, it's very interesting. And one of the things Europeans always say, well, you Americans, you love your guns and you're always talking about your rights. You know, that's what they always say. And the first thing Americans do when something's all right, like, well, this is my right. These are my rights. You're stepping on my rights. It's all about rights, rights, rights. You know, it's like, well.
And then they turn around and complain about entitlements.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not left or right. I'm, you know, and I respect everyone's opinions. But
I'm not Jedi or Sith. I'm gray. You know, I'm a moderate. I'm in the middle.
All right, so I'm gonna like drop it.
Socially liberal, fiscally conservative. That's what I say.
In the middle is a good place to be.
Yeah. Forget it all and become a bounty hunter. I would love a series with about bounty hunters, like Cad Bane and Bosk and all those guys. Not Boba Fett because he's overrated, but
we might get that in the Book of Boba. A little bit of that.
We may, yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be more than one bounty hunter showing up.
The guy with the wrap on his
head.
But he was on the team of Boba in Clone Wars. Gosh, I can't remember that guy's name. Had a Scottish accent. Man, why can't I think?
The dude looks like a cowboy kind of, with the blue. Oh, what is it? What is his name?
Man, I can't think of his name.
Dengar.
Oh?
Dengar.
I think he was on the same team with Laura Singh and all them too.
John said Dengar.
He was like Dengar. That's it. Yeah, Dengar. Thank you. I wish I could hear him and see him. Sorry.
I know, right?
You can't see me though, man.
Yeah, Dengar. and Greedo. Like, you just get a series with following some of those guys, get their backstory.
I want my Salacious Crumb series.
Brian, do it right.
The Ohio cheese god. Let's see what we got.
That's what's missing from this stream is someone that can say that wasn't bad.
Yeah. Nobody does like Brian, man. He's got it down pat, man.
Yeah, Josh Bain series would be pretty cool, or something like that.
Dude, I wish they would have made a movie series about the Old Republic, or a TV show or something.
They could do a movie series very easily, I would think. Although,
have any of you
the story
played some
from
of
the
the
Old
Star
Republic
Wars
games.
games like KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic? Have you played any?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Like the storyline.
Aren't they doing a new one? It's good.
I think they might be.
I thought they were trying to remake or do another KOTOR to be, more like modern and up to date with our technology now.
I think the Eternal Sith did a video on that. I think he did.
But the replay value on that game is awesome. I've played that game several times throughout the years, and I like KOTOR 1 and 2.
Have you got it on PC?
I did it on Xbox, but I have the first one on PC.
See, I had it on Xbox, the original Xbox, so I haven't played it in years.
But now that they're backwards compatible, you can play it on.
I think I know some of those old Star Wars games, like you can download them, like they're in the store.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm
and
not sure.
And that's how I played it on Xbox One. I played the first one from the store. Yeah.
Oh, so it is in the store. KOTOR? Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to buy that.
I'm thinking there needs to be a Battlefront 2 marathon one of these nights.
Oh, I was just playing Battlefront 2 before I came onto this.
Really? Shannon and I, we played that with Blake, and we got our asses handed to us.
What? Y'all
that
played
was like
Battlefront
months
2?
ago.
On what platform?
Huh?
Xbox
platform. Xbox. Oh, we have to play.
Dude!
I didn't know you played. Yes, I didn't know you played.
I suck so hard. I'm bad.
People probably know because I kill it in Starfighter and Hero Showdown. That's usually what I like to do is Hero Showdown. I just slay with some lightsabers.
Hero Showdown. That's my jam.
I love dueling.
I just play Rey, and I just like she's so OP, and I just
I like Rey too. Rey's she's my top light side dueler, and Dooku's my top dark side dueler.
All right. So see, what's your gamer tag?
It's SW_Plo Koon. I will send you a. I'll write it out and send it into Messenger.
Message me. I'm a Cryptic Paradigm and Shannon.
Oh, the original.
Yeah, the original. Yeah, I mean that's why I kind of dropped that because that was my gamer tag. It was starting to conflict. I mean, Shannon and I have played World of Tanks together with like. The three of us played that like once or twice, and then we did Battleground 2 and or Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Battlefront 2 is the shit. It's so much fun.
It's fun.
Doesn't matter
very very glitchy. Like they messed that game up, but it's still fun to play. EA should just it was a dice. They messed it up, but. It's still cool.
It's fun. It's fun.
The game looks great.
And I really only play that game if I can like team up with my friend. We need to do that. That needs to happen. It needs to happen. I'll stay up late. I'll stay up late.
Dude, now see that's something up Code Echo's thing. You know, he knows how to do that shit on Twitch, so he might be able to actually like put it on the channel. I have to talk to him about all that because He's got some Twitch videos on our channel that he's done.
I'd love to Twitch stream that just to show people how bad it can get.
And it can get bad.
Do you remember when we were we were doing well? We had some really good matches, and then we all of a sudden we found a team of ringers.
Yeah, they were busting us up there at the end.
They were like, they fucked our shit up. It's like at one point I'm just kind of like, it's sort of like when I used to play Halo. Here's a story of old. When I used to play Halo Reach.
That was the best one. That and
I love Halo Reach, and I used to play Big Team Battle, and I played a Big Team Battle against Brad Pitt. Not
Brad
Pitt?
not the real Brad Pitt, but this guy was Brad Pitt, and he knew how to find the rocket launcher, and he could like shoot you across 1,000 yards, pinpoint with a rocket launcher. And after he had killed me about 8 times, I found myself just kind of like cowering in a little alcove. Just like, oh, fuck, I hope Brad Pitt doesn't find me. I've been killed like 24 times. How humiliating. And he found me.
Dude, I used to play Halo 5. Was that before or after Reach?
That was well after.
Master Chief.
It was 1, 2, Reach, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, well, yeah. My buddy.
When Bungie got rid of when Bungie lost their contract with Halo and it went to 343, that's when it started to go downhill, in my opinion. So 4 and 5 wasn't very good.
Reach was the best. But like Reach,
I think I've only played 4 and 5.
Reach was exquisite. Halo 3 and Reach.
But I get my ass whooped on 5. Like I can't kill.
Yeah, me too.
And
I can't do 5. 4, I could hold my own, but I wasn't great.
Look, this guy that I played with, he's calling out like, he's like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? And like, you're calling out the section of the map. I'm like, how the hell do you know what section of the map is called? I mean, these guys are pros. They're kicking my ass, man.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, they beat me so bad it wasn't even fun. I was like, I got to respawn, bam, Dad. I'm like,
yeah, you gotta look out for those snipers. And they even made a game mode, shoddy snipers. Like I just shotguns and snipers. I can't do it.
Okay. Let's talk about Cortana. Cortana in the newest game is all of a sudden she's clothed. So Cortana's been naked the whole time. Discuss.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
The holographic computer girl that would help the Spartan.
The Cortana that is the Cortana in your I've actually never played the story mode. I just play online. So
no, I mainly did multiplayer. I only did the campaign and like 2 of them. But yeah, Cortana was she was basically the AI that controlled the ships and stuff, and she helped.
She's the moon girl that's like naked.
And then after that was when like Microsoft started putting Cortana in all the computers, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cortana. Okay. Yeah.
But now she's wearing in the newest game that's coming out. She's wearing a uniform. Her AI.
He said they should have kept her naked.
I didn't know this was going to be so difficult. You're like, what? What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. Like I said, I've only played it online. I've never played the story mode.
What's that?
I've never played the story mode, so I've only played online. So
you've never played any of the campaigns.
Nope.
I don't know you anymore.
Sorry. I haven't played any of it, so
I'm more of a. I don't know. I mean, I'm not very much of a gamer anymore, but I used to just mostly play like Grand Theft Auto and sports games. I was never much
the
of a
GTA. Yeah.
Yeah, I was never much of just a shooter. Except for when I was younger, I used to love 007.
Yes,
007 series
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
Yeah, on the 64.
That was the jam.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
was the shit.
revolutionized first-person shooter multiplayer.
What is it?
GoldenEye, 007.
GoldenEye,
The one for the
Oh,
the
yeah.
one for the N64.
I never had the system,
little-
so I never get to play that shit.
It had the
You
3-prong
never had
controller.
Nintendo 64? We don't know.
At one point, I had.
Big
At
scandal.
one point, I had.
Now you know what it
Nintendo.
feels like. Now you know.
I remember at one point I had a big damn stand, and I had a regular Nintendo, an N64, a Sega Genesis, a PlayStation, and a Dreamcast, all hooked up to 4 TVs when I was a kid.
Jeez.
Yikes.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
heavy in the game.
I had an Atari, an NES, SNES.
Yep.
I skipped GameCube.
Yeah, I
did,
skipped GameCube.
I had an N64, and that was pretty much it. And then that's when I shifted. I had a PlayStation, hated it, turned that back in, and that's when I went Xbox, and I've been Xbox ever since. Yeah, I still have my Atari actually.
Do you?
Oh,
Like
sweet.
the original
Yeah, it
one?
works.
I bet that
Yeah,
thing-
the original. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
vintage, man.
yeah, I know. It's and now I'm sure it's worth money now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you can go to a vintage game store and probably get $500 for it. Or
I was gonna say.
maybe even more. I don't know.
Yeah, and I even had the little
And it works?
wood
Does it
grain
still work?
storage. Yeah, it works. Yeah, even have the wood grain storage box. It has all the games, full of games. Yeah, it's good.
Wow.
And the two
Shannon,
two
I'm going to
joysticks
step
with the
out for
orange
1
button.
minute, try to reset my thing so maybe Paladin can hear me, all right?
Classic.
Okay.
Hold on 1 minute.
All right. John's gonna pop off and pop back in and see if they can get his sound and video working for Paladin.
Well, for me, like I originally thought I was just going to do 2 hours, and here I am, 3 hours and 15 minutes. But it is 4:30 in the morning, so it's time for not Darth. Great Paladin. I almost said Darth Paradigm. Great Paladin to sign off.
Dude, you know what? Hold up, wait. Before you sign off, since you just said that, I want a video of Darth Paladin. Just do it, maybe like a short. And I want you in the hood. I want you in the hood.
Okay.
And I'll be
okay.
like, I have turned to the dark side. That'd be cool.
Because I have like my content list here, like a list of content videos that I should be doing, and so I will add that to
Yes.
yeah. So I gotta add that to my list. Not demos, miscellaneous. Here we go. Darth
Darth
Paladin.
I'm guessing no.
Okay, that is penned in. So I've got my reviews, unboxings, miscellaneous, installs, demos, and that is now added. So
I tried changing
expect
the resolution of the camera. I guess
Darth
not.
Paladin video sometime in the future. Once I get my new computer and get this new editing software up, I can hopefully do some really cool stuff with that. Maybe even do like a Ray cutaway.
We will be looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah. With a little staff and all
Well,
that. I actually have my my shade staff, so maybe I can do a little something with that too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Well, this has been quite a treat. I am really glad that we were able to coordinate this, and I was able to be.
Yeah,
on board,
I am
so.
too.
Thanks for coming, man. Yeah, it was real fun. I'm glad you finally got to do one. And
I know, me too.
I'm sure we'll see you in some in the future for sure.
This was a fun hang. Yeah, most definitely. We'll do this again sometime. I'll stay in touch with both of you guys. Of course, I hit you up on Messenger and whatnot. So.
Okay, for sure.
Probably
Yeah,
message you tomorrow.
John says bye since you
Yeah.
can't see
Yes.
here.
Right. Right. Sorry I couldn't see or hear you, John.
That's
but
all right. We'll get you next time.
And everyone else watching, it's been a great night. Thank you. Good night.
All right. Can you
Well,
see me
okay.
at least?
Yeah, I can
All
see and hear you.
Good.
Paradigm,
Yes.
can you see and hear John?
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
perfect.
I must admit I'm starting to get to the point where I'm probably gonna have to bow out soon.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling good. This was actually the live stream that I've been waiting for. I mean, they've all been good, but like it's just like I wanted to get like, yeah, this has been fun.
You just
These
wanted
are-
to
these are always
cut
fun.
loose and be a wild man. Is that what you wanted to do?
I always kind of try to do that, but like the thing is like most of the live streams are just like, most people know each other like way better than they know me, and it's sort of like a degree of levels, like
Right. So you got to do one with two people that you really knew.
I've seen both of you guys in like live streams where you just sort of like, you're there and you're like participating at like a 20% level, and
Yeah.
everyone else is just like knows each other by name so much better. Like Zach knows everybody. Like he knows like, he knows. I don't know everybody by name because I haven't actually interacted with them. I mean, like it's still screwed up your name, John, and I'm just kind of like, because I fucking suck. Like
No.
with names,
No, no worries, man.
I'm not.
But, like, I know
sometimes
you.
I'm like
Just-
who's that? Oh yeah. That's why I like calling people by their channel name. A lot of times. But
Look, it's just
Like,
great that
I've
like.
never-
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say I've never called Gray Paladin Emery. I was just calling him Gray, or I was calling him Paladin the whole time because I don't.
So was
I
I.
don't really. But you know him like that, so it's like
Yeah, to me-
Emery.
To me, great. Yeah, that's his name to me because I like as the thing is like I've talked with you Shannon more on
Just the
you'll
phone.
call me and like 4 hours later I'll be like, dude, I don't got any more shit to talk about. But like you and I, we just naturally talk to each other. I'm like the same way with Emery. I just like fucking, and that's how like Zach is with like all these guys, and I'm just kind of like I'm a little bit more like I can only do that with like a few people,
Yeah.
before I start feeling like
You find a comfort level, and when you find a topic that you know enough about, that's when you chime in. That's what I
Yeah.
do. Like you guys were talking about Halo. I got no damn idea what you guys were. So
And
I'm just
and I have
waiting and
very
watching.
and that's what happens a lot of the time. It's like the conversation will get to like a territory where you're just not familiar at all.
Yeah.
And I'm the kind of person I'm like, I'll just kind of like slip out the back door.
Yeah, I'll just watch everybody and listen, and then when the topic changes, that's when I jump in. That's and eventually the topic does change, and that's the beauty of these. So
I know
Thanks,
the first time
Bert.
I ever did a live stream, the one that I did with Zach, the first one. I mean, I was a little nervous. I'd only really talked.
So was I.
I'd only really talked to Paradigm. I talked to Paradigm before that, and then we all did like a practice run. So I got to talk to him and Zach and New Type Sith. So I was like, but those are the only people I'd ever talked to like in real life. So like, so then he brought on some guests at the end. I was like, oh, I don't even know who these dudes are.
right.
So then I was like, my conversation level dropped, and I just kind of just watched. But after I did that one, it's like, what, if you just want to say something, if you got a second, just say it. And if you don't, then just move on to the next topic or like return.
Yeah.
So
The first one that I did when I was by myself, like in late June, that
Yeah.
one I was really nervous at because it was just me.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do it by myself to make sure that this was something that I could do.
Yeah.
And then that went fine. And then Noah, of course, came in for like about an hour or so and kept it going. And then finally, I just started inviting people. And, now it's like, fine, you want a live stream? Fine, get me in. I'll jump in anytime.
Hey, Tyler.
But, if the topic isn't something that I know about, I'll just, wait and watch and jump in when I can. That's it.
And plus, me and Zach had this conversation because he kind of helped me with my whole setup. Like, I had done this, I don't know, it was about a month ago. I was doing one like not streaming it, just kind of practicing. It was me and and Zach, and he was like, when it gets to like more than 6, it's too much. I think 6 is too much sometimes. I think 4. Well, I think 4 is like the perfect number. because it'll you'll get good banter between 4 people. When you start getting 5, 6, 7, 8, I mean, it's
like we had like what yesterday it was like 9 people at one point. We were all talking over each other. It really, I mean, it was fun. Don't get me wrong, it's a blast. But
Right.
it's like you're waiting your turn.
That one was really prolific.
yeah. Now I mean, unless you've got like 9 heavy hitters, if you got Paradigm, and you've got Zach, and you've got Kyberphonic, and then you've got Babu. And, I mean, if they're all heavy hitters, that might be a little different. But
like I consider you guys the heavy hitters. Scott,
I
you,
don't
Shannon,
consider myself
and
a
then
heavy hitter,
Zach,
really.
dude, you're a heavy hitter. You put out more content than damn near anybody. What are you talking about?
No,
But I mean, like as far as like, because I'm an introvert, and like for me, interacting with people is kind of like really difficult.
I hear you on that, Scott. I am as well.
Yeah,
I gotta find my comfort level, and I'm fine. Other than that, I'm quiet and I just watch. But.
yeah, and there's certain people like that I just haven't interacted with on any kind of level other than like really superficial, and like and then I see someone like Zach, and the funny thing is like I was following Zach when he was like less than like a nobody, and just when he was first coming up, and kind of like I remember interacting with him for the first time, and he was like, oh, it's like George Paradigm, and I'm like,
yeah,
like fucking dude, like you, man, like I don't have any kind of like illusions that like any of us are superstars. We're just a bunch of guys that like the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like that with you guys. I'm the small fish in the big pond. But on the other hand, someone says something like that to me, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, I'm just an average Joe with a channel, But it goes both. The door swings both ways. So
I remember it was weird for me one time because somebody had left us a comment, and I was like I liked it, and I said something back, and they were just like, oh, I can't believe you responded, and I'm like. I respond to everything. I think. I mean, I try to. I even love my own comments, so I know that I've looked at it. Because in the beginning, I wasn't doing none of that shit.
We have this real habit in America of putting people on pedestals, like
Well, I know when Kyberphonic popped into the stream that I was on, I was like, oh shit, it's Kyber Daddy.
That's the way I was. Like.
And he's like the most chill dude you ever meet.
Like,
he's the most chill dude you ever met. He's like, what's up, I'm Jesse?
But I haven't had a chance to like really interact with him at all. It's just like,
I've only done it just the one time, and it was like the very, very end of the stream. And that was that one of them long streams. And I was over here nodding off and shit. But yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, I can't do an 8-9 hour stream like some of these guys do. 4 hours for me is good enough. So that's for my own. Now, if I'm on a guest with somebody, whatever, I'll hang out as long as I
John,
go.
that's why I like being on your stream because I know that it's not going to be ridiculous.
What's that?
Like I know that your stream's not going to be like some like 12-hour marathon of suffering.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Like 4 hours is enough. Like I like lightsabers, but like fuck you guys.
Yeah, that's why I always read down. So I'll shift the conversation to something else, and I'll talk about anything.
It's funny too because like the streams usually they start with lightsabers for about 20 minutes.
Yep.
And then it's
anything goes.
And then like the last 20 minutes might be lightsabers.
Come for the sabers, stay for everything else. That's it. But like anywhere for my own streams, anywhere between 4 and 5 hours. Now, like I started 8, and if it gets to midnight and we're still banging, real good, I'm not going to cut it off at midnight. I'm just going to let it flow. And then say it's like, 20, 25 minutes later, if it starts to slow down, then I'll call it. But, but if we got a real good conversation going, I'm not shutting that down. No way.
Right. No. See, I'd only play it for like 2 hours because I knew, I know Gray's on the other damn side of the planet, and I was like, well, it's gonna be late when we start. So, as long as he wants to go, we'll go, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So, but we're at 3.5 hours now. So
pretty decent.
Yeah. pretty good. And I know at one point we had like 12 or 15 people. I was like, wow. For my first stream, like I feel like that's a lot of people. I don't know. Is it, John?
More than I've ever had. I'll tell you that. I think
Well, like right now,
is
right now
about
we
like
got 4.
10, maybe. That's about it. But
I know at one
you know.
point we had 12 or 13 or 14 or something like that. It was in
Yeah.
the team.
Tonight.
Yeah. I was like,
But
wow. That's
I
a lot
also
of
know, some people that I have subscribers, like maybe Sens Nerd and Samuel. They're on the other side, so the time zone they might not be able to check it. I'll figure they'll watch it later, so I'm talking with them as well. So
Yeah.
that's why I say at the end of mine, if you've been watching live, or if you're watching it later on, thank you, and like, comment, subscribe.
Right? Yeah. I know. I saw Sam. He was in the comment section a couple times.
I do not know how he
left and
goes
came
that
back.
late. I don't
Dude,
know how he goes that
yeah,
late.
he's a machine too, man. He's a
Guy's
machine.
a machine. But it must be because he loves what he does. So I mean, I can't fault that either. But I could never do that. I can't. The first stream I did with Zach, I signed off at 1:30 in the morning my time, and they must have gone for another 2.5 hours after that. And I found out from
I think
Jake.
I was in on that shit, and like, I made it 4 hours in. I thought I was something.
Yeah, I found out from
8
Jake
hours
later
later,
that they
it's still going.
that they hang out like for 4 hours after that in the backstage area. I can't do that. I cannot do that.
I don't have the drugs. It's like popping something.
There's not enough caffeine in the world to keep me going that much. Come on.
Well, yeah, that was one of the things. Like the one I was kind of nodding off there in the last 15 minutes, and I was just like, I was fitting to go. Kyberphonic popped on. I was like, fuck. Well, then we went offline, and I was like, well, hell, he just got here. I'm gonna talk to him for a minute. And I was like, yeah, so I'm really tired. It was like 3:30 in the morning. I was like, I'm really tired. Kyberphonic, he goes, you ain't going nowhere. I'm like, I'm not. I'm like, dude, I'm finna pass out. I was like, I'm sorry, I gotta go.
But no, it's like I said yesterday during Brian's stream. The only time I would ever turn down an invitation is if I'm genuinely busy with something else. Anybody shoots me an invite, I'll pop in, and I'll just sit in the corner and be pretty if I don't know the conversation. So, because I figure somewhere along the line it'll shift to something I do know, and that's it. These are way too much fun to pass up.
Yeah, definitely. That's what it's all about. It's about the fun.
The lightsabers got me here, but then I had no idea that this was that big of a community, and the fact that I guess I'm officially a part of it now. It just blows my mind.
You're definitely a part of it.
You're right in the thick of it, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, my I can tell you, Shannon, my 10-year-old, and Noah too, the video compilation that you did.
Yeah.
Those 2 seconds you found of me. I've never looked that cool in my life.
Yeah, you did.
Man.
You look kind of menacing.
Shannon.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, you found like the worst 5 seconds of me that you throw. Dude, what's up, man? It's like there's so much better stuff, like everything, every video I produce is to give you content,
Dude, look, I had to look. Listen to me. I had to look through 4
You
videos.
watched 200 hours of video.
No. I watched 4 or 5 of your videos. The first 4, your head's cut off. I'm not using that.
Crap. Oh, this is the 1 2 second clip where he's not making a dumb face.
Paradigm's doing spin videos. And he's like this. He's like this. I'm like, who even is that?
I got moves.
Oh yeah, you got some moves.
Oh yeah, once you rag on guys like Jedi Phoenix and me, working in confined spaces,
I almost went back to one of my older compilations and used one of the clips from that one. And I'm like, I want to use something new. So it was one of your newer videos that I used.
All saying is that you've made me look better previously.
Okay. I'll work.
Okay?
You know what? Look, I was concerned with John's menacing look, and I just overlooked you. I'm sorry.
I'm just fucking.
Now look, I know. Look, you know what Brian said? He was like, "Man, I gotta have more content. I'm the only one."
I know. I saw that.
And I'm like, "Well, dude, you're still in it. You're the streamer guy. You know you."
Every time one
Streams
of
are a
those
part of
videos,
this. Yep.
every time one of those videos that you do, like, you know, because this is like the third one that I've been in, and it's just like, all right, where am I gonna appear?
Yes,
am I gonna
Brian,
be
I agree,
in
it
like
is.
the first minute or the fifth minute? Okay.
Middle.
And it's just like how long, what parts can I choose? Okay. And then everything's like a calculation, and then you just kind of go like, oh, so that's what he thinks of me. I see where our friendship is, and apparently I thought it was here, but it's here.
You know what I'm gonna do next time? Next time I'm gonna put I'm gonna find a picture of LGT warehouse, and I'm gonna put Dark Paradigm. This is gonna be a picture of that damn warehouse. Okay, how about that? Like Paradigm's warehouse of Saber.
Here's his address. Go get your shit.
Isaac Woodruff, come get him.
Yeah, right. Speaking of Isaac, somebody has got to get him on a stream sooner or later.
Yeah,
I've only seen his face one time when he was showing off his Darth Raven. I was like, damn, that's what Isaac looks like. Shit.
He mentioned one time that he only has his phone, but I'm like, so what? Get on it anyway.
Oh, that's what I tried to tell him. I was like, because you know, I made him an intro too.
You know, the thing
Oh,
about
yeah.
Isaac,
He has a video about it, but like he can't use it because he doesn't know how to do it.
I really tried to get him prepared for Saber Trio's reopening so he could get himself a Saber, and I don't know, he just wasn't listening to me.
What, did
I
he not,
educated him.
did he not show up like right when the store opened?
Huh?
Did he not show up like right when the store opened?
Like, I warned him. I'm like, you need to be there prepared with your credit card.
Oh,
You
yeah.
dialed in. You gotta have your account. You gotta have all your shit like ready to go. And you know, I mean, like, buying a hilt from Saber Trio is not like going to Kmart or Sears. It's like
Walmart.
it's like getting Red Sox tickets. You know, it's just like you got to be there like opening day, like, you know, with money in hand, and just like, give me whatever you got now.
Right?
Yes, it's the Hunger Games only lightsaber style. Made the
Yeah,
odds
yeah,
be ever in your
exactly.
favor. You know?
Yeah, the Hunger Games are way fucking easier. Buying a
Yeah.
Saber Trio hilt it's more like a gladiator. You know, it's like
Yeah.
you know, fighting comatose in gladiators. It's like, oh god, you stabbed me in the side, you fucker. It's like, I'm gonna get my saber. It's like, you know, and whatever.
We who are about to melt down our credit card salute you, you know?
We salute you. Now, buying a Saber Trio is no easy feat. Yeah, and unfortunately, the guy wasn't able to get his, and well, that kind of bummed me out, but whatever.
Well, hopefully Black Friday. My fingers are crossed. So
I mean, I can't even imagine what an RTS sale would be like. No, I mean, essentially, that's kind of what they did.
I was about to say I think they had the hilts, all the hilts and stuff pre-built. But like, you got
Yeah,
Yeah.
that company has.
button.
I mean, if you're an economist or a business, you know, if that's like your field in college or whatever, I mean, there's probably a lot of companies that don't know about them, or there's a lot of people that don't know about them, and just from a business standpoint, they've really created themselves a very unique niche that I haven't seen like replicated in any of the other Saber companies. I mean, there are no other Saber companies where their product is in nearly as much demand as
Yeah.
Saber Trio, and usually under these circumstances, it's like usually not necessarily warranted, but for them, 100%, all of it is earned.
The
And they
quality
are
of the hills
desired.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
You know?
And unfortunately, they would probably by now have expanded and grown to a point where they can provide sabers for everybody, and it wouldn't be as ridiculous now if it wasn't for this fucking pandemic, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you
Like,
talk
fuck
about
with that
swimming
shit.
against the tide. Their backs are against the wall, but they're still getting it done. You know, you gotta
They
gotta
are
applaud 'em.
truly warriors
Yep.
of excellence. And that all that's done is made them, the reverence for them is biblical, you know?
Yeah,
I just hope
because
they kept. I just hope they kept the vector in the background for me for when my busted one gets to them. 'Cause,
oh,
man,
they'll hook you up, man. I have no doubt of that.
I just hope they don't have to just run me one off. You know, they're like, oh, put this one aside. Because I had to send my old one off, and it's like it still haven't got there yet. So
Yeah. No, I got a feeling that once they sent you that email, they just made a note, like in their own database.
yeah,
okay,
I'm sure they
put one aside. You know,
I'm sure.
I have no
So,
doubt.
yeah.
Not if they're going to propose it. You know, they had to plan for it. So.
I mean, I know they will, but I just wondering how long I'm gonna have to wait for it once they get it.
Well, that's the big question.
Will it be a turnaround, or will it be, well, when we make our new run here in a month? Like, oh,
Yeah.
whatever. Though. I mean, I'm down for whatever, but it'd be awesome if it was like, okay, here's your new one. It's on the way now.
Yeah. And then the unboxing video you shoot will be Handel's Messiah, Hallelujah, in the background when you're holding it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something cool.
There was one video. Speaking
Actually,
of you,
I do have something in mind.
I'll bet you do.
Yeah.
But speaking of YouTubers that we want on the live stream, I remember Stony Magnum did an unboxing video where the way he edited it, he opens up the box and he had his phone already in the box with a light shining in his face, kind of like a Pulp Fiction type thing where you open the box and it's glowing at him. Yeah, I was laughing so hard at that.
Dude, I love Stoney's videos. Yeah, did y'all watch his little podcast that he does? It's on his channel. But
I have to check one of those out. I haven't.
he said he does it with his buddy Henry.
Yep.
And it's a real good podcast. He talks about all kind of stuff. But like he said he's not sure if he would do live streams because he'd be nervous. And I'm like,
I can
this guy's
see
got-
that.
This guy's got 10,000 plus subs. He's blown up on Instagram. I'm like, you get like you're like not afraid to do it, like antsy about it. I'm just like, wow.
His channel would blow
now I
up
don't-
even more if he went on.
now I don't- Now I don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
Because I got nervous too. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah,
He just has that unique kind of like laid back sort of chemistry
Oh
And-
yeah.
and just natural skill. I like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just sort of like, it's really it's kind of a rare thing. I mean, you see it every once in a while, and basically it just you watch him with a lightsaber, and he's just preternatural with his
Yeah.
skill
yeah.
on levels that I can never I wouldn't even dream of, nor do I even care to do the things that he does, but it's just so natural to him. But then conversely, he can just have a conversation about sabers. The funny thing is I watch the videos and a lot of times he doesn't even know what the fuck he's received. He doesn't
I ordered this, yeah.
And he's just I don't know how to turn this on. I don't know how to put the blade in. And it's like,
But
dude,
it's
you're
so
one
much
of the
fun to
popular
watch, though.
lightsaber content providers.
I think a little bit
Really?
of that might be show. A little bit.
And I think it's that disarming sort
That's
of
the charm,
charm
Yeah.
with his natural personality and charisma that just kind of like people just gravitate to that shit. Like, like with the rest of us, it's just sort of like, it's like I got a lightsaber and I like to talk about it, and it's pretty cool. And like it does this. It's got this thing, and like you put it in a hook, and it like hangs, and it's just like, and then like we'll have one subscriber, but then Stony will do one video where he spins for like 30 seconds, and he gets 150 subscribers.
He was one of the guys that really.
And we love the guy, and
yeah.
and it's just like at the same time, it's just like, why don't you go fuck yourself?
Whoa, sacrilegious!
I know.
How dare you, sir?
Seriously.
No,
Everybody
yeah,
knows him.
I've talked to him a few times. He's got a Discord. No, I've talked to him a few times. He's a real.
We're talking-
Yeah, I've gone back and
I've
forth
put
with him
them
a few
in
times
comments,
on
but-
that stuff.
You know, I kind of inspired his community lightsaber video with his handoff video. His is a little different than mine. If you notice the one he did like close to Christmas, he's got his
Oh
stuff
yeah, I remember
cut.
that one.
He's got his stuff cut where like if you got like me, if I'm doing this, then he cuts the paradigm in about this same spot, doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like in the clip he used of me, there's this guy and he jumps up in the air and he does this, and like when he cuts, like I'm bringing my saber up like this, like it almost matches up really, really good.
That takes some
I'm like,
talent to do that.
I'm like, damn, dude, like he took time and edited that.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
I saw one comment on one of his videos, and I had to laugh because it was so true. He's like the Bob Ross of lightsabers. Yeah. The way his delivery and all that, I'm like, yeah, I can see that.
I would love to get him on the stream, dude. I would just
So would I.
like talk to him in real life.
I'm
He
angry
seems
with
like a cool guy. You're angry with who?
with Stony.
Why?
Motherfucker owns some of the JQ Sabers
got
hilts that are meant for me. Those are my hilts.
Did you
He
purchase
bought
it?
them.
Like, wait a minute,
No,
they weren't actually yours?
Oh, okay. So he bought them legitimately fair and square, but they're mine.
But you were gonna buy them. Huh?
No,
No,
you're not understanding, are you?
no, I'm not 100%. No.
What I'm saying is they belong
Elaborate.
to me. I own them, but he bought them.
Right.
Possession is 9/10 of the law.
It's a jealousy thing. He's got this one JQ
Jealousy.
Sabers that's like red, and he was like, it's okay. I don't really care for it too much. Oh my god, it's like not that great. And I was just like, I wrote to him and said, I'll buy it from you. It's just like he never wrote back. I was just like, okay, I see where we stand. Oh my god.
Yeah, he didn't check his YouTube nearly as much as his Instagram. You should reach out to him on Instagram. That's where he like.
Yeah,
I've talked to them a few on there.
I'm
mean,
just
he'll-
joking.
he'll
around.
hardly-
Really, that's-
Yeah,
I'm not serious at all.
I know, but like if
Joking.
you really wanted to buy something from him,
No, I don't
you
need
want
to
to sell
be.
that?
I really don't need to buy any more sabers.
I don't think
like,
you have enough. I think you need a few more. I don't think you have enough.
he was just kind of like, I was joking around because he was like, I don't really care for it that much. He was just kind of like, I don't know, he wasn't into it. I'm like, I'll take it from you.
You were calling his bluff.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And then he didn't bite.
Okay,
He
We're gonna-
decided he liked it.
we're gonna try this and see what happens.
Uh-oh.
Where the hell have you been?
Hey.
Little bit of trouble. My phone was lagging out pretty fucking bad. Probably still is.
No, I hear you fine.
It's better than it was last time on the audio. Are you on the Wi-Fi?
He froze it again.
Blake,
Blake,
You on the Wi-Fi?
Never upgrade your Scion.
Damn it, Blakey.
Oh, he might be lagging.
Yeah. But he's using his phone. His computer's jacked up right now. So.
Oh, all right.
Never get to look at him grinning at us again for 10 minutes.
Same smile when he busted his
moving.
saber, Shannon.
He's like, you know what? Earlier when he came out, he had a helmet on. I was like, uh-oh. He's got the helmet on. Blake, can you hear us? Can you see us?
Hello.
No.
Oh, man.
Look, look, he uses a VPN. Look, turn all that shit off. Get on the cellular network. Or get right next to the Wi-Fi box.
Yeah, that would help probably.
One of the two.
Get near the router.
Well, it's probably because they've got 4 Xboxes and they don't tell him what else he's got going on.
Whoa,
He just
he's a witch!
looked, bro.
Anybody else should see
No.
that? Or was it me?
Well, look, that was Obi-Wan.
He was never there.
He blinked out.
Whoa. Dude, what was that? That was spooky.
Look, Paradigm's ready. He's got the sense. Oh, he's back.
There's the helmet.
Oh!
I am like running.
It came out decent, man.
Yeah, he did a real good job on that helmet.
I love the color scheme on it. That really looks nice.
It's he's got like the bottom part there is like it's like a military-ish green.
Yeah.
He's got
Let me
light-
know it's fucking
light
thing.
orange and black. Hey, there you go. Come on, Blake.
Keep working on it. Don't give up on that. Mm.
It's just pro central tonight.
What tonight?
Cutting in and out.
My brothers, I'm gonna have to bail out. I'm pretty freaking knackered right now.
All right.
All right.
I'm finna shut her down myself here in just a second.
Yeah, I don't have any more to give,
You're out of beer?
and and I'm a little drunk, I admit. But John, I'm glad that you were able to join us.
Hey, thanks for throwing the gauntlet down, man. Be safe tomorrow, all right? When Henry hits. Seriously. All right?
Oh yeah, y'all are in those northern states. Y'all back down the hatches.
We've
Oh,
battened
yeah,
down the hatches, and I'm really expecting it to be a nothing burger, but
You think so?
we're still prepared, so it's gonna be.
Yeah. I'm good to go on my end. So
Anyway, y'all have a good night, and I'll catch you in the next stream. This was awesome. I really enjoyed myself tonight. So Shannon, this was a great idea.
Oh,
Really.
I'm glad you.
great.
I'm glad you came, and it's an honor to have you. And we shall do it again. I promise.
We will do this again,
absolutely.
or you will die.
Aye, General Grievous.
До свидания, comrades. You all have a good night. Yeah.
Dos
Take care,
vidania.
man.
Vodka. Blake, are you? Blake,
Man.
Blake, I'm finna end this. I will call you, and I know you've probably been watching. Comment. You're probably. I don't know. Looks like you just got out of the shower. But so my buddy over here, Darth Blint, who's been blowing up the comment section.
Yes, sir.
Look, brother. Look, yeah, he's one of the first. He's one of the first guys I ever saw
Oh yeah.
Talk about Saber Trio. But dude, look us up, Forged by Lot on Instagram, or look me up, Shannon Noblet on Facebook. And next time we do a stream, maybe we'll have you on, brother. I'd love to have you. So, because he was asking, he's like, "Oh, I'd love to join." I only know him through YouTube, so or I would have shot you one tonight. But yeah, get at me, man. Before it'd be cool. Yeah.
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 Now everybody else is a hipster.
Yeah. But John, man, appreciate you coming by.
I appreciate the invite. Anytime, man.
Oh yeah. This was a pretty good first run, man. I was excited when I saw those numbers.
Was this the first stream that you did?
So yeah, it's the first one I've hosted.
Oh, maiden voyage then. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I haven't checked, so hopefully I got a subscriber or two extra. Maybe not.
You might have. I always end up with 1 or 2 extra after I do these. So yeah.
Yeah. I used to get like when I was just commenting in Zach's first ones when it was just him and Sarah. Dude, I was getting subscribers off of that because he was talking about it. I was like, this is crazy. But
that's when it really gets surreal, is when other people are talking about you, and you know.
Yeah.
So, but that's all part of it, man.
Yeah. Well, all right, man. Fine. We're signing off, and we'll see you guys in the next stream.
Absolutely. Be good, everybody.